Hey guys, tonight we are going to do something a little different. We are going to slow things down, way down. We are going back to the height of the Empire, but we aren't marching into battle. We aren't storming the walls of Carthage or holding the line against the Germanic tribes in the freezing north. No. Tonight, we are doing the one thing a Roman soldier spent 99% of his time wishing he could do. We're taking a nap. If you enjoy these deep dives into the quieter, dustier side of history, go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. If not, that's fine too. History isn't for everyone, especially when it involves this much walking. Let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from tonight and what time it is in your corner of the world. I always love seeing how global this little community has become. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, or if you want to be really authentic, open a window and let in some hot summer air, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. Imagine just for a moment that you're standing on the Via Appia. It is the middle of July. The year doesn't really matter. Let's say it's 117 AD, the peak of the Pax Romana, or maybe a bit earlier. The specifics of the emperor aren't your concern right now. Your concern is the sun. It is an absolute hammer of a sun. That specific, relentless Italian heat that seems to bake the very air you breathe. You've been walking since before dawn. That's the thing they don't tell you in the recruitment posters in the forum. They show you the glory, the gold, the laurels, maybe a nice little farm in a colony when you retire in 20 years. They don't mention the walking. Miles and miles of stone-paved road that vibrates through the soles of your collegae. Those famous military sandals that are excellent for ventilation but terrible for shock absorption. But then the whistle blows, or rather the cornican blows his horn, a low brassy sound that signals a halt. It's the noon break. The column stops. The dust settles around your shins. You step off the paved road, the Via, onto the dry yellow grass of the verge. There is an olive tree there. It's an old one, gnarled and twisted, looking like it's been witnessing legions march past since the days of the Republic. Its leaves are that silvery green that seems to shimmer even when there isn't a breeze, but today there is a breeze, just a small one, a gentle exhale from the hills that rustles the wheat fields stretching out behind the tree. You drop your kit. That's the first wave of relief. They call you Marius's mules for a reason. You're carrying everything you own, plus a few things the Empire owns, on a T-shaped pole over your shoulder. Your sarcina. It's got your cooking pot, your rations, hard biscuit that tastes like flour and sadness, your saw, your basket for moving earth, and your spare tunic. It weighs about 60 pounds, give or take. Dropping it feels like floating. You lean your scutum, that heavy rectangular shield, against the tree trunk. The wood of the shield is warm to the touch, almost hot. Then, the best part. You reach up and undo the chin strap of your helmet. The galea. It's a masterpiece of engineering, really. Iron cheek guards, a brow ridge to stop a downward slash, a neck guard to keep you from getting decapitated. It makes you look formidable. It also acts like a convection oven for your brain. You pull it off and the air hits your sweaty hair, and for a second it's the greatest feeling in the world. You run a hand through your hair, which is matted and dusty, and you sit down. Not on a chair, obviously. You sit right there in the dirt, back against the olive tree, legs stretched out. The metal of your armour, the lorica segmentata, those iconic bands of steel that wrap around your chest, clink softly as you settle. It's heavy and it digs into your shoulders, but you're so used to it by now that it feels like a second skin, just a very heavy, hot, metallic skin. You loosen the belt, the balteus, just a notch. The dagger hanging from it, the pugio, clatters against the stones. You take a breath. The air smells of dry earth, wild thyme, and the lingering scent of pine resin. And of course the smell of 3,000 other men who haven't had a proper bath in a week. But mostly it smells like summer. Close your eyes, listen. The loudest sound isn't the army, it's the cicadas. They're everywhere, hidden in the olive branches, hidden in the scrub. A constant rhythmic buzzing drone. Re-re-re-re. It's a sound that signifies heat. If you grew up in Italy or Greece or anywhere on the Mediterranean rim, that sound is the soundtrack of your childhood naps. It's hypnotic. It drowns out the low murmur of the other soldiers. Someone a few trees down is laughing, a low, tired chuckle. Someone else is complaining about a blister. That's Spurius. Spurius is always complaining about his feet. If Spurius lost a leg, he'd complain that his phantom toe was itching, but the voices are distant, the cicadas are close. You reach for your flask. It's not water. Water goes bad too fast in this heat. Grows things you don't want to think about. It's posca. Water mixed with vinegar and maybe a few herbs if you're lucky. It sounds terrible to modern palates, like drinking salad dressing. But when you are dehydrated and covered in road dust, that sour, sharp taste cuts right through the thirst. You take a swig. It's warm, obviously. Everything is warm, but it wets your throat. You wipe your mouth with the back of your hand and you lean your head back against the bark of the olive tree. The bark is rough, scratching pleasantly against your neck. You look out at the wheat field. It's golden, ready for harvest. The stalks are swaying in that slight breeze, creating waves of yellow that ripple all the way to the horizon. It's beautiful in the way. Rome fights for this. Not for the ideals in the Senate, not really. You fight for the grain that feeds the mob in the city, the grain that fills the belly of the empire. It's peaceful here. It's hard to imagine that a few hundred miles to the north or the east someone might be trying to kill you. Here, the biggest threat is falling asleep so deeply you miss the order to march and get a tap from the centurion's vine staff. Speaking of the centurion, he's over there, standing by the road. He never seems to sit down. He's looking at a map or pretending to. He's got that transverse crest on his helmet, marking him out. He looks hot too. You almost feel sorry for him, almost. He has to maintain the image of tireless Roman discipline. You, a simple legionary, have the luxury of admitting you are exhausted. You watch a beetle crawl over the toe of your sandal. It's a shiny green beetle. It navigates the leather straps, climbs over the hobnails on the sole and disappears into the grass. You wonder where it's going. Probably has a meeting, probably running late. It's funny how time works when you're on the march. The days blur together. Wake up, break camp, march, rest, march, build camp, sleep, repeat. The landscape changes slowly. Yesterday it was hills, today it is flat plains, tomorrow maybe the coast. But the routine is the anchor. There is a comfort in it. You don't have to decide what to wear. You wear the tunic and the armour. You don't have to decide what to eat. You eat the grain ration and the bacon. You don't have to decide where to go. You follow the standard. In a chaotic world, the Legion offers the ultimate freedom, the freedom from choice. Your eyelids are getting heavy. The buzz of the cicadas is turning into a solid wall of sound, wrapping around you like a warm blanket. The sun is filtering through the olive leaves above, creating dappled patterns of light and shadow on your knees. The light shifts as the wind moves the branches. It's mesmerizing. Gold, shade, gold shade. You think about your family back in the village. Maybe they are taking a nap right now too. The concept of the siesta, the midday rest, isn't laziness. It's survival. Only mad dogs and barbarians march at noon in high summer. And apparently us. But for now, we stop. The armour feels a little lighter now. Your breathing slows down to match the rhythm of the wind in the wheat. In, out, in, out. You can feel the pulse in your neck slowing down. The adrenaline of the morning march is fading, replaced by a heavy, languid fatigue. It's a good kind of tired. The kind of tired that comes from honest work, from using your body the way it was designed to be used. Walking, carrying, building. There is no stress here, not really. No emails to answer, no taxes to file. Well, you pay taxes in blood, I suppose, but no paperwork. Just the road and the guys in your contubernum, your tent group. You look at the guy next to you. It's Lucius. He's already asleep, mouth slightly open, head lolling on his chest. He's snoring, a soft, snuffling sound. Lucius can sleep anywhere. He slept through a thunderstorm in Gaul once. He claims it's a gift from the gods. You envy him. You shift your legs, trying to find a softer patch of dirt for your heels. The hobnails on your boots, clavii, have bitten into the ground, giving you a bit of leverage. Those nails are the secret weapon of Rome, you know. Everyone talks about the gladius, the short sword, or the pilum, the javelin. but it's the boots. A Roman army doesn't just defeat you, it walks all over you, literally. Good grip on mud, on grass, on the faces of enemies, but right now they are just heavy leather shoes. The wind picks up slightly, bringing the smell of the wheat stronger now. It's a nutty, earthy smell. It reminds you of bread baking. Fresh bread, straight from the oven, with a bit of olive oil and salt. Your stomach rumbles. The ration biscuit is terrible, but hunger is the best sauce, as the Greeks say. You'll eat later. Right now, rest is more important than food. You watch a cloud drift across the sky. It's a high, wispy cloud, a cirrus. It looks like a brushstroke of white paint on a blue ceramic bowl. The sky in Italy is a different blue than anywhere else. It's deeper, richer. Or maybe that's just what you tell yourself to feel better about being so far from home. You let your head drop forward a bit, chin resting on the rough wool of your tunic. The world narrows down to the patch of ground between your feet. There are ants down there, a whole line of them marching just like you. Disciplined, orderly, carrying seeds. You wonder if they have centurions yelling at them. "Move it, soldier! Lift that crumb, for the glory of the colony!" You smile to yourself, a dry, cracked lip smile. Humour is the only thing that keeps you sane on these long hauls. That, and the promise of wine when you get to the next town. The sound of the wind in the olive tree changes pitch. It's a rustle, a whisper. The ancients say that spirits live in trees. Dryads, nymphs. If there is a nymph in this tree, she's probably annoyed that a bunch of sweaty men are leaning against her house. But she stays quiet. The shade is generous. That's the thing about the empire. It takes, but the land itself gives. The shade is free. The water in the stream you passed 3 miles back was free. The view is free. You think about the armour again, the Loricus segmentata. It was a pain to clean last night. You have to oil it constantly or it rusts. Rust is the enemy. A rusty soldier is a lazy soldier, and a lazy soldier gets the vine staff across the back. So you spent an hour rubbing olive oil and sand into the metal plates until they shone. Now, looking at the way the sun glints off the shoulder guard, you feel a tiny spark of pride. It looks good. It looks professional. You are a professional violence doer, a civil servant with a sword. It's a strange job, but it beats farming rocks in the Apennines. The heat is soaking into your bones, loosening the tight muscles in your lower back. You didn't realise how tense you were holding yourself until you sat down. The shield is a good prop. You shift slightly so your shoulder is wedged more firmly against the wood of the shield and the wood of the tree. A sandwich of wood and man. Stable. Secure. You're safe here. The scouts are out. The pickets are posted. For the next hour, the world can spin on without you. You're on pause. Let's talk about that helmet for a second. The Imperial Gallic type. It's a distinct design. Flared neck guard, ear cutouts that actually let you hear orders, which is a mixed blessing, and those decorative eyebrows embossed on the forehead. Why eyebrows? Maybe to make you look permanently surprised. Or stern. Who knows what the armourers think? They just hammer the metal, but taking it off, that is the ritual. It separates the soldier from the man. With the helmet on, you're a unit, a number, a piece of the machine. Helmet off, you're just a guy named Marcus or Gaius who misses his mum's cooking. The cicadas seem to be synchronizing their rhythm. It's a pulsing wave. Zzz, whum. Zzz, whum. It feels like the earth itself is breathing. You match your breath to it. Slow, deep. The air is hot, but it's clean. No city smoke, no tannery stink, just pure unadulterated nature. And the sweat cooling on your skin actually feels refreshing in the breeze. Evaporative cooling. The Romans didn't invent physics, but we certainly utilize it. You wonder what the general's doing. Probably sitting on a folding stool, drinking chilled wine, dictating a letter to the Senate about how arduous the march is. The men are in high spirits, he'll write. You look at Lucius, drooling onto his tunic. High spirits indeed. But you don't resent the general. He has his job, you have yours. His job is to worry about the big map. Your job is to worry about the 3 feet of ground in front of you and keeping your shield up. In a way, your life is simpler. Simplicity is relaxing. The wheat field is mesmerizing. The wind creates eddies and swirls like an inland sea. You can see the heat haze rising off the road in the distance, shimmering, making the horizon look wobbly. Mirages. Maybe that's not a farmhouse over there. Maybe it's a puddle of water. Maybe it's a palace. Doesn't matter. It's too far to walk to right now. Right now, the universe ends at the edge of the olive tree's shadow. You close your eyes fully now. The darkness behind your eyelids is red-tinted from the bright sun. Slowly it fades to a warm orange, then a comforting grey. Your body feels heavy, sinking into the earth. The ground is hard, yes, but it's solid. It supports you. You don't have to hold yourself up anymore. The earth has got you. Gravity is doing the work. You let your hands rest loosely in your lap. Your fingers are calloused from gripping the pilum, from digging entrenchments. Rough hands. Honest hands. They twitch slightly as they relax, releasing the phantom grip on the spear. You drift. Thoughts become less coherent. You aren't thinking about the march or the armor or the centurion. You're thinking about the color of the wine in the jar, the way the light hits the water in a fountain. The sound of a dog barking in a distant village. Fragments of memory, fragments of dreams. The boundary between being awake and being asleep blurs. It's a soft transition. No jarring jump, just a slow slide down a grassy hill. The cicadas are the guardians of your sleep. They keep the watch. As long as they are singing, everything is normal. If they stop, then you worry. But they won't stop. They have been singing since the beginning of time, and they will sing long after Rome is just ruins and dust. It's a comforting thought in a way. We are temporary. The song is permanent. You are just a guest in their concert hall. You feel a fly land on your arm. You don't even swat it. Too much effort. It walks around for a second, tickling, then buzzes off. Even the flies are lazy in this heat. It's the siesta truce. All creatures agree when the sun is at its zenith, violence is cancelled. We rest, we recover, we prepare for the afternoon. But the afternoon is hours away, or years away. Time doesn't exist in the shade. Your breathing is deep and rhythmic now. The heavy lorica rises and falls with your chest. Clink, clink, a tiny metallic lullaby. It's the sound of Cindy. As long as you're wearing the iron, you're safe. You're part of the Legion. You're part of something bigger than yourself. You can rest. The sentries are watching the horizon. The gods are watching the sentries. And you're just watching the inside of your eyelids. Somewhere in the distance, a cart creaks, a wooden wheel needing grease. It's a rhythmic creak, clack, clack. It blends with the cicadas. Maybe a farmer taking his produce to market, or a supply wagon catching up to the column. It's a peaceful sound. Commerce, life, the empire working as intended. Roads built for legions are used by carts. That's the deal. We walk so they can roll. We sweat so they can trade. It's a fair trade mostly. You sink deeper. The ground feels softer now. Or maybe you just don't care anymore. The smell of the wild thyme is stronger. It's aromatic, herbal. It clears the head. It's good for the lungs, the medicus says. Breathe it in. Let the Italian summer fill you up. Push out the dust of the road. Push out the fatigue. Just breathe in the summer. And as you drift there, suspended between the waking world and the world of dreams, you realize that this, right here, is the best part of being a soldier. Not the victory parades, not the loot. It's the rest, the contrast. You can't truly appreciate a nap unless you've marched 20 miles to earn it. You have earned this, every second of it, so take it. The olive tree offers its shade freely. The wind offers its breeze freely. The cicadas offer their song. Accept the gifts. Sleep is a territory you conquer alone. No legions there, no formations, just you. And it is a territory you're entering now, crossing the border. No passport required. The guards at the gate wave you through. Welcome to the land of Nod, or whatever the Roman equivalent is. Somnus. Yes, the realm of Somnus. He is a gentle god today. He brings no nightmares, only soft, warm darkness. The noise of the camp fades away completely. The laughter of Spurius, the creak of the cart, the distant command of the centurion, It all recedes like the tide going out, leaving you on the shore of silence, a warm, buzzing silence. You're safe, you're rested, you're here under the olive tree and everything is fine. You're drifting now. The world has softened at the edges, like a fresco painted on wet plaster that's starting to blur. The sharp lines of the Roman road, the precise geometry of the legion's formation, the rigidity of military life. It's all dissolving into a comfortable, hazy abstraction. You're still aware, vaguely, of your surroundings, but they feel distant, like watching a play from the very back row of the theatre of Pompey. The heat, which felt so oppressive an hour ago, has transformed. It's no longer an enemy. It's a heavy, warm blanket tucked around you by a caring grandmother. It's seeping into your muscles, loosening knots you didn't even know you had. Your calves, tight as bowstrings from the march, are finally unspooling. The throb in your feet, that steady rhythmic ache that matches your heartbeat, is quieting down. It's not gone, but it's distant. A memory of pain rather than the pain itself. A small lizard skitters across the dry leaves near your boot. You hear the tiny scritch-scratch of its claws. In your mind's eye you see it, green, quick, pulsing throat. It pauses, looks at this giant metal clay mountain of a human, decides you are essentially a statue, and moves on. You are a statue, a monument to exhaustion. If a sculptor were to carve you right now, he wouldn't carve a hero striking a pose. He'd carve a man slumped, mouth slightly open, completely at peace. And frankly, that would be a more honest statue than half the marble lies in the forum. The smell of the olive wood behind your head is distinct. It's a dry, dusty, ancient smell. Olive trees live for centuries. This tree might have been a sapling when Hannibal was rampaging through Italy. It might have seen elephants. Now it sees you. It offers the same shade to both. Trees don't take sides in wars. They just grow and offer shade and give olives. There's a lesson in that somewhere, but you're too tired to find it. You just appreciate the shade. You shift your weight slightly and the grass crunches beneath you. It's dry, brittle summer grass. It smells like hay. It reminds you of the barn back home. You remember the loft where you used to hide when your father was angry about the harvest. The dust motes dancing in the shafts of sunlight. The smell of dried clover. It's the same smell here, hundreds of miles away. It grounds you. The empire is vast, but grass is grass, sky is sky, sleep is sleep. Your breathing has found a rhythm that matches the sway of the wheat. It's a slow, hydraulic hiss. In, out. The air feels thick, almost like you're drinking it rather than breathing it. It's rich with oxygen and pollen and life. It fills your lungs, expands your chest against the lorica, and then leaves, taking a little bit of your tiredness with it. Every exhale is a letting go of the miles, letting go of the weight, letting go of the worry. You think about the sandals again, the Caligay. You really should oil the leather tonight. If they crack, you get blisters. If you get blisters, you limp. If you limp, the centurion notices. If the centurion notices, you get put on latrine duty because a soldier who can't walk is only good for sitting. And nobody wants latrine duty in July. But that's a problem for future you. Tonight, you. Right now, present you has no problems. Present you is barefoot in spirit, wiggling toes in cool mud, even if your actual feet are encased in leather and iron. The cicadas have shifted their song again. It's a lower pitch now, a steady thrumming that vibrates right in the centre of your skull. It's like white noise blocking out everything else. It's a shield against the world, more effective than your sputum. Nothing can get through that wall of sound. No orders, no alarms, no bad news. Just the song of the summer. You feel a bead of sweat trickle down your temple, tracing a path through the dust on your cheek. It tickles, but you don't wipe it. It feels real. It feels human. In the Legion, you're often treated like a machine, a mechanism for throwing pila and stabbing gladii. But machines don't sweat. Machines don't nap under olive trees. Machines don't dream of cold wine and soft beds. You are human, and this moment of rest is reclaiming your humanity. The wind rustles the leaves of the olive tree directly above you. Shh. It sounds like someone hushing a baby. The leaves turn over, flashing their silver understuds to the sun. Flash, flash. If you opened your eyes, it would be dazzling, but you keep them closed. The light filtering through your eyelids is a warm, pulsating gold. It's like looking into the heart of a fire, but without the heat, just the glow. The comfortable, ancient glow of the sun that has warmed generations of Romans before you, and will warm generations after. You wonder if the emperor naps, Hadrian or Trajan or whoever is wearing the purple this week. Does he have an olive tree? Or does he have servants fanning him with ostrich feathers while he lies on a couch stuffed with swan down? Probably the feathers. But you bet his sleep isn't as good as this. You can't buy this kind of sleep. This is the sleep of the just, the sleep of the weary, the sleep of the man who has carried his weight and walked his miles. This sleep has to be earned with sweat. The emperor can keep his feathers. You have your tree. A bird calls out. A sudden sharp chirp, maybe a lark. It cuts through the cicada drone for a split second, then is gone. It doesn't startle you. It just weaves into the tapestry of the afternoon. A little stitch of sound in the great blanket of silence. It reminds you that life is going on around you. Bustling, flying, hunting, eating. But you are paused. You are the rock in the stream. The water flows around you, but you do not move. You are anchored by gravity and exhaustion. The ground beneath you feels less hard now. Your body has moulded to it, or it has moulded to you. You've found the divots for your hips, the flat spot for your shoulders. You and the earth have come to an agreement, a truce. The earth supports you, and you press back against it. It's a connection. You're lying on the skin of the world. The same dirt that the legions march on, that the farmers plough, that the builders use for bricks. It's all just dirt. And right now, it's the most comfortable bed in the empire. Your thoughts are drifting further now. Not just memories, but impressions. The taste of a peach you had 2 years ago. The feeling of cool river water on your ankles. The look in a girl's eyes when you left the village. She gave you a ribbon. You have it tucked in your tunic near your heart. It's faded now, sweat-stained, more grey than blue, but it's there, a talisman. You touch your chest lightly, feeling the lump of it through the wool. It's a tether to a life that isn't about marching, a promise that there is something else waiting for you if you survive the miles. But survival isn't a worry right now. Danger feels abstract. The only danger here is sunburn, and the olive tree is protecting you from that. You are in a sanctuary, a temple of nature. The pillars are tree trunks, the roof is leaves, the choir is insects, and you are the worshipper, offering the sacrifice of your time. It's a good religion, simple, no priests asking for money, just you and the nap. The heavy, rhythmic thump of your own heart is audible in your ears now that everything else has quieted down. It's slow, steady, like a drum beating a retreat. Retreating from the waking world, retreating from alertness, retreating into the fortress of sleep. You lower the drawbridge, you close the gates, let the world besiege you, you are safe inside. You feel a heaviness in your limbs that is almost magnetic. If the centurion blew the horn right now, it would take a Herculean effort to move. Your legs feel like they are made of lead. Your arms are filled with sand. It's a paralysis of comfort. You're pinned down by the sheer weight of relaxation, and you surrender to it. You raise the white flag, you surrender to the nap. The air smells different now, maybe the wind shifted. It smells faintly of wild mint. There must be a patch nearby crushed by a careless hoof or boot. It's a sharp, clean scent that cuts through the dust. It clears your sinuses. You take a deeper breath, savouring it. Mint and dust and olives. The perfume of Italy. If you could bottle this, you would make a fortune in the stinking alleys of Rome. But you can't bottle it. You have to be here. You have to walk the road to smell the mint. A sense of gratitude washes over you. It's unexpected. Usually you just feel tired or annoyed. But right now, you feel grateful. Grateful for the tree, grateful for the water in your flask. Grateful that your boots held up another day. Grateful for the silence. It's a small life, the life of a legionary, but it has its moments. This is one of them, a diamond in the rough, a moment of pure, unadulterated peace in a life of organised violence. You hold on to it. You cherish it. The edges of your consciousness are fraying. You're falling, not a scary fall, a slow, gentle descent, like a feather falling in a quiet room. Drifting left, drifting right, but always down, down into the deep, dark, velvet well of sleep. The voices of the other soldiers are gone. The creak of the cart is gone. Even the cicadas are fading, turning into a distant rhythmic static. You are floating now. The ground is gone. The tree is gone. You are just a consciousness floating in a warm void. It's safe here. It's quiet here. There is no armor here. No weight. No heat. Just you. And as you slip across the final threshold, the last coherent thought you have is about your feet. They don't hurt anymore. They really don't hurt. And that, more than anything, is the miracle. Rest now, soldier. The road will be there when you wake up. The Empire will be there. The war will be there. But for now, for this hour, you are free. Sleep. You are now in the first stage of true sleep. That twilight zone where the brain starts to organize the day's events, filing them away. But let's stay here for a moment, in the dreamscape. Because even in sleep, the historian's mind doesn't fully shut off. It just changes perspective. Imagine you are soaring above the Via Appia now, looking down. You see the column of the Legion, a long, segmented snake of metal and red wool paused by the side of the straight, grey line of the road. You see the hundreds of men sitting, lying, leaning, little clusters of humanity dotting the landscape. From up here, the order is beautiful, the spacing, the discipline. Even in rest, the Roman army has a geometry to it. The shields are stacked in pyramids, the spears are planted in rows, like a sudden, deadly copse of iron saplings. The standards, the eagles, the boars, the lightning bolts are grounded, wrapped in their protective leather covers. They look like sleeping gods. You see the centurion we mentioned earlier. He's finally sat down. He's sitting on a milestone, millenarium. It says 90 miles to somewhere, or from somewhere. He has his helmet on his knee. He's rubbing his forehead. From this height, he doesn't look scary. He looks small, just another man tired of walking. You drift higher. The Italian countryside spreads out like a quilt. Patches of yellow wheat, patches of green vines, dark green squares of olive groves. The terracotta roofs of a distant villa, glowing orange in the sun. It's a landscape that has been tamed by hands just like yours. Every inch of this land has been worked. The road you walked on was dug by men. The stones were cut by men. The trees were planted by men. You are part of a vast, multi-generational project of civilization. It's a comforting thought, isn't it? To be part of a continuum. You aren't just one guy walking a road. You are part of the road itself. The road that connects the world. The road that brings law and trade and language. And yes, taxes. Always taxes. But also peace. The Pax Romana. It's a peace bought with the iron you wear and the sweat you shed. And looking down at that peaceful scene, the sleeping soldiers, the swaying wheat, the silent road, you realise that peace isn't just an abstract concept. It's this. It's a nap under a tree. That is what you are defending. The right to sit under a tree and not be afraid. It's a simple definition of empire, but maybe the only one that matters. You drift over the villa. You see the courtyard. A fountain is playing in the centre. Splish splash, cool water hitting stone. You can almost feel the spray. There are doves bathing in the basin, white, fluffy, cooing. They don't care about the Legion down the road. They only care about the water. You see a dog sleeping in the shade of the portico, a big shaggy Malosian hound, a guard dog. But he's off duty too. He's chasing rabbits in his dreams, legs twitching. Everyone is sleeping. The whole world is taking a breath. The sun is moving. Shadows are lengthening. The sharp, short shadows of noon are stretching out, becoming long, elegant fingers reaching across the fields. The light is turning more golden, more syrupy. It's the golden hour, that magical time when photographers, if they existed, would be scrambling for their cameras. But here, only the gods are watching. And you float back towards the olive tree, back towards your body. It's waiting for you, a vessel of rest. You see yourself, mouth open, head tipped back. You look vulnerable. You look young. Under the dust and the beard stubble, You are just a boy who followed a recruiter's drum. But there is strength there too. The shoulders are broad, the hands are capable. You are a survivor. You slip back into the body. The sensation of weight returns, but it's a good weight. The weight of existence. You settle in. The dream fades, replaced by the deep, blank, restorative blackness of deep sleep. This is the healing sleep. The sleep that knits muscle fibers back together. The sleep that clears the toxins from the brain. The sleep that prepares you for the next 10 miles. And while you sleep, the history continues. The wind keeps eroding the stone of the milestone, grain by grain. The olive tree keeps drawing water from the deep earth, drop by drop. The cicadas keep counting the seconds, click by click. The world doesn't stop because you did. It holds you. It carries you. You are safe. You are resting. You are Rome. The blackness of deep sleep begins to thin, not because you're waking up. Oh no, we are nowhere near ready for that. But because your mind is entering a different phase, the REM cycle, the rapid eye movement, the place where the brain takes the raw data of your life and spins it into strange, vivid tapestries. In this dream, the olive tree is no longer just a tree. It is a pillar in a great hall. You are in Rome, but not the noisy, smelly Rome of the Suburra, where you rented a room above a tannery. This is the Rome of marble and light. You're walking through the Forum, but the ground isn't stone, it's soft grass, like the verge you were sleeping on. It's quiet here. The Senate House is silent, the temples are silent. You look down at yourself. You aren't wearing your heavy lorica segmentata anymore. You're wearing a tunic of the finest white linen. It's light, airy, and clean. So clean it almost glows. It feels cool against your skin, like the touch of a polished river stone. You feel light. You take a step and you practically bounce. The gravity here is different. It's forgiving. You walk towards the Temple of Vesta. The eternal fire is burning there, but it's not a roaring, scary fire. It's a gentle, warm glow, like a hearth in winter. There are no Vestal virgins guarding it, just that big green beetle you saw earlier. It's the size of a cat now, sitting comfortably by the fire, warming its shell. It nods at you. You nod back. In dreams, giant respectful beetles make perfect sense. You realise you are thirsty, but not the desperate, dusty thirst of the march, just a pleasant desire for refreshment. You see a fountain. It's pouring not water, but that clear, cold wine from the Alban hills. You cup your hands. The liquid is freezing cold. You drink. It tastes of grapes and honey and snow. It cools you from the inside out. You drink again. It's the best thing you've ever tasted. Better than the sour posca, better than the warm beer in Gaul. You sit on the edge of the fountain. The water, or wine, ripples. In the reflection you see your face, but it's not the tired, sunburned face of the soldier. It's you, but younger. No scars, no worry lines between your eyebrows. It's the face of you before the Legion. The face of the boy who ran through the fields without a care. You smile at him. He smiles back. It's a reconciliation. You haven't lost him. He's still there, under the armour. A breeze blows through the Forum. It carries the scent of baking bread again. Fresh, hot loaves. You stand up and follow the smell. It leads you to a bakery, but the baker isn't a person. It's Spurius, your tent mate. But he's not complaining about his feet. He's happy. He's pulling loaves out of the oven and tossing them to the crowd. The crowd is made up of all the people you've met on the road. The tavern keeper in Ariminum, the old woman who sold you apples in Etruria, even the stray dog that followed the column for 3 days. Everyone is eating bread and smiling. Spurius sees you. "Grab a loaf, Marcus," he yells. "It's fresh. No weevils in this batch." You catch a loaf. It's warm in your hands. You break it open. Steam rises. The crust crackles perfectly. You take a bite. It's soft, chewy, salty. It's the taste of home. You realise in this dream logic that bread is home. Wherever there is bread, there is civilization. There is Rome. You keep walking. The city changes around you. The buildings dissolve into trees. The columns become trunks. The roof becomes the canopy of leaves. You are back in the forest, but it's a friendly forest. No barbarians behind the trees, just deer. A stag steps out. It has antlers made of gold. It looks at you with dark, liquid eyes. It doesn't run, it bows its head, acknowledging you. You are a protector of this land. The stag knows it, the trees know it. You find a stream. The water is singing, actually singing. A low melodic hum that sounds like a choir of women. Ooh. It's soothing. You lie down on the bank of the stream. The grass here is even softer than under the olive tree. It's like lying on a cloud. You look up at the sky. It's purple now, a deep royal purple. The stars are coming out, but they aren't stars. They are coins. Denarii, sestertii, shining silver and brass in the sky. It's funny. You laugh. A sky full of money, and you're too comfortable to reach up and grab it. Money is heavy, you think. Rest is light. That feels like a profound philosophical truth. You should write that down. But you don't have a stylus, and you don't want to move. The dream shifts again. You're back in your childhood home. Your mother is there. She's spinning wool. The rhythmic whir of the spindle is the same sound as the cicadas. She looks up and smiles. She doesn't speak, but you can hear her voice in your head. Rest, my son. You've done enough for today. Her presence is a warm light. You feel safe, completely and utterly safe. The kind of safety you haven't felt since you put on the red tunic. She hands you a cup. It's warm milk with honey. You hate milk, usually. But you take it. You drink it. It makes your eyelids heavy again. Even in the dream, you're getting sleepy. A dream within a dream, Inception, Roman style. You curl up on the rug by the fire. The fire pops and crackles. Snap. Hiss. The scene fades. The images dissolve into mist. You are sinking back down, out of the REM sleep, back into the deep, slow-wave sleep, the restorative zone, the place where the body repairs the micro-tears in your muscles from carrying that 60-pound pack, the place where the bones harden, the place where the mind scrubs the slate clean. Let's step back out of your head for a moment. Let's look at the history of where you are sleeping. The Via Appia, the Queen of Roads, Regina Viarum. It was built by Appius Claudius Caecus over 400 years ago. 400 years. Think about that. In your time, that's ancient history. In my time, that's like talking about the Pilgrims landing in America. You are sleeping on history, literally. Beneath the dirt and the grass, there are layers of stone. First, the statumen, the foundation of large stones. Then the rudus, a layer of broken stones and lime. Then the nucleus, fine gravel and sand. And finally, the summum dorsum, those massive interlocking polygonal basalt blocks that you march on. It's an engineering marvel. It's built to last forever. And it has. People will be walking on these stones 2,000 years from now. They won't be wearing caligae. They'll be wearing sneakers. They won't be carrying pila. They'll be carrying smartphones, taking pictures of the ancient Roman road. They'll look at the ruts worn into the stone by centuries of wagon wheels, maybe the very wagon wheel you heard earlier, and they'll wonder about the people who made them. They'll wonder about you. They'll try to imagine what it was like to be a Roman soldier. They'll watch movies where you're all shouting and stabbing. They'll read books about tactics and formations, but they probably won't think about this, about the nap, about the way the sweat dries on your neck, about the way the olive tree roots cradle your back. That's the secret history. The history of the quiet moments. The history of the human experience. Wars are dates and maps. History is feelings. And right now, history feels like a warm breeze and a sore back getting better. The sun has moved further west. The light is turning amber. The cicadas are taking a brief intermission, or maybe just changing the key of their song. It's quieter now. A deep, heavy silence has settled over the column. Even the horses are asleep, heads drooping, lips fluttering as they dream of endless pastures. You shift in your sleep. Your hand twitches. You're probably gripping the dream sword, or maybe reaching for that dream bread. Your breathing changes slightly. A soft snore escapes you. It's not dignified. If the centurion heard it, he might kick your boot, but he's not hearing it. He's leaning against the milestone, eyes closed, arms crossed. He's human too. The concept of the siesta is actually one of Rome's greatest exports. We think of law and concrete and aqueducts, but the idea that you should stop working when the sun is trying to kill you, that is civilization at its finest. It's an acknowledgement of nature. You can't fight the sun. Rome conquered the world, but it never conquered the sun. So you compromise, you sleep. In the distance, the wind stirs the wheat field again. It makes a sound like the ocean. Shh. You've never seen the ocean, maybe. Or maybe you have. If you're from the interior, this sea of grain is the closest you get. It's vast. It's abundant. It represents safety. As long as there is wheat, there is no famine. As long as there is no famine, there is order. You are a guardian of the grain, a scarecrow with a sword. It's a noble profession. Your heart rate is at its lowest now. Your body temperature has dropped slightly. You're in energy conservation mode. You are a battery recharging. Every minute you stay here under this tree is money in the bank for the next march. You're investing in your own survival. A butterfly lands on your knee. It's orange and black. A painted lady. It opens and closes its wings slowly. It's tasting the salt of your sweat. You're a salt lick for nature. You're providing nutrients to the local ecosystem. See? You're a giver. The shadow of the olive tree has shifted enough that your foot is now in the sun. The heat on your toes is intense, even through the leather. It's a wake-up call, but a slow one. Your body registers the temperature change. Heat, it whispers to your brain. Move foot. Slowly, groggily, without waking up, you pull your leg back. You tuck your feet closer to your body, back into the shade. The butterfly takes flight, fluttery and chaotic, annoyed at the movement. You settle back down, crisis averted. The shade is reclaimed. This dance with the sun is the oldest dance in the Mediterranean. Seeking the shade, managing the heat. It dictates architecture. Thick walls, small windows. It dictates fashion, tunics, sandals. It dictates the schedule of the day. And right now, it dictates your dreams. You are dreaming of snow now. You're in the Alps. You've heard stories of the Alps. Hannibal crossing them with his poor elephants. In your dream, the snow is soft and warm. It's not cold. It's like white wool. You're walking through it, and it feels like walking through clouds. It's silent. It has a way of dampening sound. The world is muffled, peaceful. You reach the top of a mountain. You look down. You see Italy spread out like a map. You see the road. You see the olive tree. You see yourself sleeping. It's a strange sensation seeing yourself from the outside. You look small, peaceful. You want to yell down to yourself, enjoy it. It's a good nap. But you don't. You just watch. The connection between the dreamer and the sleeper is strong. You feel a wave of affection for that tired soldier down there. He's doing his best. He's walking to the end of the world for a few coins and a promise. He deserves this rest. The dream fades again. The snow melts into mist. You're back in the blackness. The time is passing. The hora sexta, the 6th hour, noon, has passed. We are moving into the hora septima, the afternoon. The world is starting to think about waking up, but not yet. Not you. You're a professional sleeper right now. You are going for the gold medal in napping. The centurion stirs. He opens one eye. He checks the position of the sun. He checks the hourglass in his head. He sighs. He knows he has to wake everyone up soon. He doesn't want to. He's enjoying the quiet. He closes his eye again. 5 more minutes, you think. The universal lie. Just 5 more minutes. Those 5 minutes are an eternity in dream time. In those 5 minutes, you live a whole life. You retire. You get that farm. You grow grapes. You have kids. You get old. You sit on a porch and watch the sunset. It's a good life. A fast-forward life. And then you are back under the tree. The wind dies down. The air becomes still. The heat seems to thicken. It's the deep afternoon lull. The world is holding its breath, waiting for the signal, waiting for the restart. But for now, there is only the rhythmic rise and fall of your chest. The clink of the armour is silent. The scritch of the lizard is silent. Even the cicadas seem to be taking a break. It is the perfect moment of stillness. the eye of the storm of history, and you are right in the centre of it. The stillness is absolute. For a moment it feels as if the entire Roman Empire has held its breath. The machinery of conquest, the clamour of the forum, the roar of the arena, it has all evaporated into the shimmering heat of the Italian afternoon. There is only you, the tree, and the quiet earth. This is the deep trough of the siesta, the point of maximum relaxation. Your body is so heavy it feels like it's sinking through the soil, merging with the roots of the olive tree. You are becoming part of the landscape. If a painter were to capture this scene, you wouldn't be a figure in the foreground. You'd be a texture, a shape, just another natural feature like the rocks and the shrubs. In your mind, the dreams have stopped. The vivid images of fountains and flying beetles have faded. Now there is just a sense of profound, abiding comfort. It's a feeling of being suspended in warm oil. No friction, no resistance, just existence. I am. That's enough. You are vaguely aware of a soul that's sharper than the dust and the time. It's leather. Warm, sweat-soaked leather. It's the smell of your equipment. To a civilian, it might stink. To you, it smells like safety. It smells like your job. It's the smell of the scutum baking in the sun, the leather edging curling slightly in the heat. It's the smell of the straps on your shoulders. It's a familiar, grounding scent. It tells you that even in sleep, you are ready. A sound breaks the silence. Not a loud one, just the snap of a dry twig. Someone has moved. Maybe Lucius rolled over. Maybe the centurion shifted on his milestone. It doesn't wake you. It just ripples through your consciousness like a pebble dropped in a pond. It reminds you that you aren't alone. You are part of a pack, a sleeping pack of wolves. You feel a slight itch on your nose, a fly. The persistent little creature is back. It walks along the bridge of your nose, exploring the terrain. In your deep sleep state, you don't swat it. Your face twitches, a micro-expression of annoyance. The fly, sensing the seismic shift of your facial muscles, takes off. Bzzz. It circles your head once, then heads for the centurion. Good luck to it. 2. The sun has moved enough now that a single shaft of light has pierced the canopy of the olive tree. It falls right across your hand. The heat is sudden and focused. It feels like a warm coin being pressed into your palm. It's pleasant. You don't move your hand, you let it soak up the warmth. It feels like a blessing. A handshake from Sol Invictus, the unconquered sun. Good job, the sun seems to say. Keep resting. You drift deeper. You're thinking about water again. Not drinking it this time, but being in it. You're in the bar, the thermae, the tepidarium, the warm room. You're scraping the oil off your skin with a strigil. It feels good. The dirt of the road peeling away. You feel clean. You feel civilized. That is the true mark of a Roman, isn't it? The ability to get clean. The barbarians wash in icy rivers. We build cathedrals to steam and hot water. In the dream, you drop the strigil. It clatters on the mosaic floor. The sound echoes. Clack, clack, clack. The echo transforms. It becomes the sound of marching feet. Sinister dexter. Left, right. But it's not stressful. It's rhythmic. It's a drum beat. It's the heartbeat of the army. You are marching in your dream, but you aren't tired. You're gliding. Your pack weighs nothing. The road is downhill. You could march forever like this. This is the soldier's utopia. The endless, easy march. The road that never goes uphill. The canteen that never runs dry. The boots that never pinch. You smile in your sleep. It's a faint, barely there smile, but it softens your face. The hard lines around your eyes smooth out. For a second, you look like a child again. The wind picks up again. It's stronger now. It rustles the wheat fields with a louder swish. It sounds like silk rubbing against silk. The olive branches sway above you. The shadows dance on your eyelids. Flicker, flicker. It's a strobe light of shade. It pulls you up slightly from the depths. Just a little. You are still asleep, but you are surfacing. You hear a voice, distant, muffled. "Water," someone mumbles. It's Lucius. He's talking in his sleep. He dreams of thirst. Or maybe he's awake and delirious. No. The snore that follows confirms he is still out. You feel a flash of camaraderie. Poor Lucius. Always thirsty. You hope he finds a fountain in his dream. You feel the hardness of the ground against your hip bone. The padding of flesh has compressed. The bone is meeting the earth. It's a dull pressure. Not painful, but noticeable. You shift your weight. Your armour clanks. Clunk. Shh. The sound is loud in the quiet afternoon. It startles a bird nearby. Chirp, chirp. You settle into a new position, curled slightly more to the side. The fetal position, they call it. The position of safety. The position of beginnings. You're protecting your soft underbelly. The armour protects your back. Your knees protect your gut. You're a fortress of one. The afternoon is dragging on. The horror octava is approaching. The light is turning a rich, deep gold. The magic hour. Everything looks better in this light. The dust looks like gold dust. The dry grass looks like spun sugar. The dented, scratched helmet on the ground next to you looks like a relic of the gods. You are resting so deeply that your body is starting to repair the little things. The micro tears in your shoulders, the bruised heel, the chafed skin from the armour straps. The body is a miracle worker. Give it a few hours of downtime and it patches you up. It's like a dedicated team of engineers working silently while the factory is closed. You wonder, in a vague, dreamlike way, where you are going. The destination. Is it Brundisium? Are you shipping out to Greece, to the east, to Parthia? The thought of the sea makes you uneasy. Soldiers don't like the sea. The sea is for sailors. The sea is unpredictable. The ground is solid. You can march on ground. You can't march on water. But then the thought fades, it doesn't matter. You go where the eagle goes, Aquila. The golden bird on the pole, where it stops, you stop, where it goes, you go. It's simple. You have surrendered your will to the bird. It's liberating. You don't have to look at the map, you just have to look at the guy in front of you. Follow the back of the neck of the man in front of you. That is your entire world. But right now, there is no man in front of you. There is just the tree trunk. The texture of the bark is fascinating. In your mind, you're tracing the cracks and fissures. It looks like a map of rivers and valleys, an old map. The tree has its own geography. A beetle is climbing the bark. You watch it in your mind. It struggles over a ridge of bark, falls back, tries again. It makes it. Persistence, that's the Roman virtue. Virtus, persistence, discipline, manliness. Even the beetle has virtues. You respect the beetle. The air is cooling slightly, just a fraction. The fierce, biting edge of the heat is dulling. It's becoming a mellow warmth. The shadows are getting longer, stretching out across the road like long, dark fingers. They are reaching for the other side. When the shadow touches the other side of the road, maybe it will be time to move, but not yet. The shadow has a long way to go. You feel a vibration in the ground, thump, thump, thump. Horses, a courier maybe, riding hard. The vibration travels through the earth, into your boots, into your bones. It's a low-frequency message. Someone is in a hurry. But not you. You are the anti-hurry. You are the anchor dragging on the ship of state. The vibration passes. The rider is gone. Whoever he was, he didn't stop. He has news for the emperor, or a love letter for a mistress, or a bill for a merchant. The world speeds by, you stay still. You take a deep breath, a really deep one. Your chest expands against the metal bands of the lorica. The leather straps creak. You hold the breath for a second, savouring the oxygen, then let it out in a long, slow sigh. Ooh. It's the sound of a pressure valve releasing. You are so relaxed that your jaw has gone slack. You're probably drooling a little bit. It's okay, nobody's looking. And if they are, they're drooling too. It's a collective drool, a legion of open mouths catching flies. Wait, did you hear that? A whistle? No. It was just a bird, a deceptive bird. Mimicking the centurion, nature is pranking you. You ignore it. You refuse to wake up for a bird. You will only wake up for the brass. The cornu, the horn, that low, mournful, demanding blast. That is the voice of authority. The bird is just a civilian. You drift back to the wheat field. In your mind, you are walking through it. The stalks are tall, brushing against your waist. You run your hands over the heads of the wheat. It feels rough and bristly. millions of grains, millions of loaves of bread. You are walking through the pantry of Rome. It feels abundant. It feels secure. You reach the end of the field. There is a cliff. You look over. It's not a scary drop. It's a view of the sea, the Mediterranean, Mare Nostrum, our sea. It's blue and sparkling. There are ships down there, triremes, merchant vessels, tiny white sails against the blue. It's beautiful. You sit on the edge of the cliff and dangle your feet. You're on top of the world. This is what you fight for, this view, this peace, this ownership. It belongs to you, the son of a goat herder. You own the sea is a nice feeling. The dream is so vivid you can smell the salt air. It mixes with the smell of the olive tree and reality. A sensory blend. Salt and olives. A tapenade of smells. It makes you hungry again. But a lazy hunger. Wouldn't it be nice to eat hunger? Not a I must eat or I will die hunger. You feel a sense of lightness in your chest. The anxiety that usually sits there. The knot of worry about the next battle, the next inspection, the next payday has unspooled. It's gone. You feel empty in a good way. Clean. Hollowed out by the wind and the sleep. You are a vessel waiting to be filled. But for now, you are content to be empty. The sun is stroking your face. It feels like a warm hand, a mother's hand checking for a fever. But you have no fever. You are cool. You're healthy. You're strong. You're a rock. You're a tree. You're a cloud. You are everything and nothing. And as the afternoon wears on, and the shadows lengthen, and the world turns slowly on its axis, you remain there, a silent sentinel of sleep, a monument to the pause. Rest, soldier. Rest. The shadows are stretching now. They are no longer the puddles of ink they were at noon. Now they are long, elegant ribbons of darkness reaching across the dry grass. The sun has dipped past its zenith and is beginning its slow, majestic descent towards the Tyrrhenian Sea. The light has changed quality. It's no longer the white, bleaching heat of midday. It's a rich, thick amber. It coats everything, the road, the shield, your sleeping face in a layer of liquid gold. You are still under the olive tree, but the world is shifting around you. The temperature has dropped perhaps 2 degrees. It's barely perceptible to a machine, but to a sleeping body it's a signal. Your skin registers the change. The sweat on your forehead has dried, leaving a fine crust of salt that tightens the skin slightly. It's not uncomfortable. It's a sensation of seasoning. You have been cured by the sun like a good ham. In the depths of your mind, the dreams are becoming more domestic. You aren't dreaming of gods or emperors anymore. You're dreaming of socks, specifically the udones, the felt socks you wear inside your boots when it gets cold. In the dream, you're sitting by a fire, darning a hole in the heel of a sock. It's a quiet, repetitive task. In, out, in. The needle flashes in the firelight. It's strangely satisfying to dream about maintenance, about keeping things going. That's what a soldier does mostly. He maintains his weapons, he maintains his formation, he maintains the borders, and occasionally he maintains his socks. You shift your legs. The caligae are feeling heavy. The leather straps have dug into your instep during the swelling of the afternoon heat. In your sleep, you flex your toes. Crackle. A tiny joint pops. It feels good. A microscopic release of tension. You settle back down. The dream sock is finished. It looks perfect. You feel a surge of pride in your needlework that is entirely disproportionate to the task. The cicadas are still singing, but the choir has thinned out. Some of them have evidently decided to clock off early. The wall of sound has holes in it now. You can hear other things, the rustle of a mouse in the verge, the wind hissing through the dry thistles, the distant rhythmic breathing of 3,000 other men. It's a collective respiration. The Legion is a single organism, a giant beast taking a nap in the grass, in, out. You think about the road again, the Via Appia. In your dream, the road stands up and talks to you. It has a deep, gravelly voice. I am the backbone of the world, it says, and you are the vertebrae. It's a weird metaphor, but you go with it. Don't break me, the road adds. I have places to be. You promise the road you won't break it. You're a polite dreamer, A vague awareness of hunger starts to prowl around the edges of your consciousness. It's not a roar, just a nudge. Your stomach gives a small liquid gurgle. Bloop. It echoes inside the armor. You ignore it. Food involves effort. You have to open the sack, get the biscuit, maybe soak it in the posca so you don't break a tooth. It's too much work. Sleep is food, sleep is nutrition. You feast on the darkness. The smell of the earth is stronger now. As the air cools, the ground releases the scents it trapped during the heat of the day. Damp clay, roasting roots, the pungent, resinous smell of pine needles baking nearby. It's a bouquet of the countryside. If you were a poet, you'd write an ode to it. But you're a legionary, so you just breathe it in and let it clear your dusty sinuses. You wonder about the signifer, the standard bearer. He carries the eagle. He wears a lion skin or a bear skin over his helmet. It must be boiling hot. In your dream you see him. He's taken the lion skin off and is brushing it. The lion looks annoyed. "Not so hard," the lion says. You chuckle in your sleep. Dry, rasping sound in your throat. The concept of discipline is interesting when you're asleep. The Romans are obsessed with it. Disciplina. It's a goddess. You build altars to her, but right now your discipline is entirely focused on not moving. You're holding the line against wakefulness. You are maintaining a phalanx of sleep against the barbarian hordes of activity, and you are winning. The breeze shifts direction. It's coming from the sea now. It carries moisture. You can feel it on your lips, a tiny bit of humidity. It softens the dry leather of your face. It feels like a balm. The Mediterranean is saying hello. It's a gentle friend. Unless you're on a boat in a storm, then it's a monster. But from here, safely on the solid earth of Italy, it's just a cool breath on a hot day. You feel the weight of the puyo, the dagger, pressed against your hip. It's a reassuring lump of metal. It's always there. Like a third hand. You don't use it much, mostly for cutting cheese or whittling sticks, but it's there if things get close and personal. In your dream, you're using it to slice a giant melon. The melon is full of gold coins. You aren't surprised. Roman dreams are always a bit transactional. The olive tree above you creaks, old wood settling. It sounds like an old man's knee. You feel a kinship with the tree. You both have creaky joints. You both stand in the sun. You both serve the empire in your own ways. One provides oil, the other provides violence. Both are essential commodities. A shadow falls across your face, a deeper shadow. Someone is walking past you, does. You don't open your eyes. You sense the movement, the disruption of the air, the blocking of the warmth. It passes, probably the centurion doing a check, making sure nobody has died or deserted. He sees you breathing. He moves on. You're accounted for. You're a checked box on a roster. That's a comforting thought. You are part of a system. You don't have to worry about who you are. You are Legionary Titus, or Marcus, or Publius. You're in Century 4, Cohort 3. You know exactly where you fit in the universe. It's a small box, but it's yours. Modern people, the ones who will walk on this road 2,000 years later, they have to invent their own identities. They have to find themselves. You don't have to find yourself. You're right here, in the dirt, under the tree, wearing the iron. It's simple. Simplicity is restful. You drift into a memory of the bathhouse in Rome. The Thermae of Trajan, the sheer scale of it, the vaulted ceilings that seem to scrape the sky, the echoes of hundreds of men talking, splashing, laughing, the smell of perfumed oil and steam. In the memory, you are floating in the caldarium, the hot pool. The heat soaks into your bones. It melts the road dust. Then you feel weightless. You try to hold on to that sensation of weightlessness, but the gravity of the Via Appia is jealous. It pulls you back. You feel the ground again, the hard, unyielding reality of the earth. But even that is a comfort. The earth is reliable. It doesn't shake, usually. It doesn't move. It supports you. Your breathing has slowed to a rate that is barely compatible with life. It's a hibernation rhythm, an in, pause, out, pause. The pause is the best part. In that pause, time stops. The universe hangs in suspension. Nothing bad can happen in the pause. You are vaguely aware that your left arm has gone to sleep. It's tingling. Pins and needles. Paresthesia, the medicus calls it. It feels like ants are marching under your skin. In your dream, they are ants. A column of ants carrying tiny shields and spears. They are marching down your arm to conquer your fingers. You let them. You're a benevolent giant. Let them have the fingers. You don't need them right now. The sun is now at a 45-degree angle. The light is filtering through the trunks of the olive trees, creating long bars of gold and black on the ground. It looks like a prison cell made of light, or a ladder lying flat. You are lying across the bars, a prisoner of comfort. You hear the distinct sound of a donkey braying in the distance. Hee-haw, hee-haw, it's a ridiculous sound, the joke of the animal kingdom. It breaks the solemnity of the afternoon. You smile again. Even the donkey is part of the plan. A beast of burden, just like you. Sing it, brother, you think. Tell them about the load. The air is getting clearer. The heat haze is lifting. If you opened your eyes, you would see the Apennine Mountains in the distance, sharp and purple against the sky. But you don't open your eyes, you just visualize them. Great jagged teeth biting the skate, you've crossed them. You've climbed them, you respect them, but you prefer the plains. The plains are for sleeping, mountains are for sweating. You are drifting towards the concept of otium, leisure. It's a Roman ideal, the opposite of negotium, business. But usually otium is for senators and poets. They sit in villas and read scrolls. Your otium is different. Your otium is stolen. It's snatched from the jaws of the march. It's temporary. That makes it sweeter. A stolen apple tastes better than a bought one. A stolen nap is the luxury of the poor. You feel a sense of profound detachment from the future. The future is a rumour. The past is a story. The present is the only thing that is real. And the present is soft. The present is horizontal. The wind rustles the dry grass near your ear. Scratch, scratch. It sounds like a quill pen on parchment. Maybe the muse of history is nearby, writing this down. On this day the Legion slept. It's not a very exciting chapter, but it's an honest one. History focuses on the battles, but the soldiers focus on the naps. You feel a vibration in your chest, a deep rumble. Is it an earthquake? No, it's your own stomach again, louder this time. The hunger is getting impatient. It wants the biscuit, it wants the bacon. Soon, you tell it. Let me just finish this dream about the flying boat. Yes, you are dreaming of a boat that flies. It has wings like an eagle, but it's made of wood. You're steering it over the empire. You look down and see the cities like anthills. You see the roads like spiderwebs. It's a god's eye view. It makes you feel big. It makes you feel small. It's a paradox. Dreams love paradoxes. The light is getting softer, more diffusers. The harsh contrasts are gone. The world is being painted in watercolours now, not oils. Everything is blurring together. The tree, the sky, the shield, the man. It's a soup of existence. You're conscious of the scutum, your shield, leaning against the tree next to you. It's a reassuring presence. A wooden wall. It has your unit's design painted on it. A lightning bolt. Jupiter's symbol. You're carrying lightning. It's a heavier responsibility. But right now the lightning is leaning against a tree, taking a break. Even lightning needs to recharge. The silence of the afternoon is deep, but it's not empty. It's full of potential. It's the silence of a coiled spring. You know that soon, maybe in an hour, maybe in 10 minutes, the horn will blow, the spring will uncoil, the noise will return, the shouting, the clanking, the marching. But knowing that makes the silence deeper. You cherish it because it is finite. You sink down through the layers of the earth, past the roots of the grass, past the worms, past the bones of ancient Etruscans, down into the cool, dark bedrock of Italy. You are grounding yourself, literally. You're becoming immovable. A thought drifts by. Did I oil my scabbard? It's a flash of panic. Rust is the enemy. Then you remember. Yes, I did, last night. By the fire. The panic dissolves. You're a good soldier. You did your chores. You can rest. The mental checklist of a soldier is long. Boots, belt, dagger, sword, shield, helmet, pack, rations, water, saw, shovel, stake. You run through it in your sleep. Check, check, check. All present, all correct. The inventory is complete. The warehouse is closed for the afternoon. You feel a deep warmth spreading through your chest. It's not the sun, it's contentment. It's a rare commodity in the army. Usually there is fear or anger or boredom. But right now there is just contentment. You're alive, you're warm, you're resting, it's enough. The world spins on. The shadows lengthen, the sun burns, the cicadas sing, and you, the sleepless historian subject, continue to sleep. You are the protagonist of the nap, the hero of the halt. And as you lie there, suspended in the amber of the afternoon, you realize that this is the best part of the story. The part where nothing happens, the part where the page is blank, waiting for the ink. Sleep on, Legionary. The ink can wait. The amber light of the late afternoon has deepened into a rich, burnished bronze. The sun is lower now, skimming the tops of the distant hills, casting long, dramatic shadows that stretch across the Via Appia like the bars of a giant cage. But it's a cage of light and shadow, not iron. The heat has lost its bite entirely. It's no longer an assault, it's a warm embrace, a lingering memory of the day's fire. You are deep in the cycle now. The world outside is a muffled abstraction. The only reality is the rhythmic rise and fall of your own chest against the lorica segmentata. Clink, huff, is the engine of your life idling. In your dream, the flying boat has landed. You're walking through a vineyard, but the grapes aren't grapes. They are tiny purple helmets. You pluck one. It's warm. You pop it in your mouth. It tastes like wine and iron, a strange flavour but not unpleasant. This is the vintage of Mars, you think. A good year for war. A sudden sound breaks the surface tension of your sleep. Thwack! It's the sound of wood hitting wood. Someone dropped a bundle of stakes. A tent pole, maybe. Or a pilum slipping from a stack. It's a sharp, percussive noise. Your body reacts before your mind does. Your hand twitches toward the hilt of your sword. Muscle memory. The soldier never truly sleeps. He just waits with his eyes closed. But the threat assessment part of your brain scans the environment. No screams, no running feet, just a curse word muttered in Latin nearby. Hercule, someone hisses. It's fine, just clumsy, spurious again. You relax. The hand leaves the sword. The adrenaline spike dissolves back into the bloodstream like sugar in hot water. You settle back against the olive tree. The bark has imprinted a pattern on your shoulder blade. You can feel the ridges through your tunic. It's a temporary tattoo of nature, a mark of your alliance with the tree. I leaned on you, you leaned on me, it says. It's a fair exchange. The air is cooling rapidly now. The golden hour is transitioning into the blue hour. The sky is losing its hard, bright blue and turning into a soft, powdery indigo. The horizon is glowing with a band of pink and orange. It's beautiful. If you were awake, you might appreciate it. But in your sleep, you translate it into feeling. The air feels softer, silky. It glides over your skin like a cool linen sheet. You are dreaming of a bath again. This time you're in the frigidarium, the cold pool. You plunge in. The water shocks you. It's icy, but in the dream it's refreshing. It wakes you up inside the dream. You splash around. You're swimming with dolphins. Why dolphins? Because they are the messengers of Neptune, and they are playful. You grab a dorsal fin and ride a dolphin around the pool. The other soldiers cheer. Look at Marcus, they yell. He's cavalry now. Marine cavalry. You laugh. It's a good dream. Back in reality, a breeze stirs the dust on the road. It swirls up in little eddies, dancing across the stones. It coats your boots in a fresh layer of grey powder. You are becoming a statue of dust. Pulvis et umbra sumus. We are dust and shadow. Horace said that. He was right. You are literally dust and shadow right now. Your stomach rumbles again. A serious protest this time. The hunger is waking up before you are. It's banging on the door of your consciousness. Hey, the machine needs fuel. You shift uncomfortably. The thought of hardtack biscuit isn't appealing, but the thought of hunger is worse. Maybe you have a piece of dried fig left in your pouch. That would be good. Sweet, sticky, gritty fig. The thought makes you salivate. The cicadas have stopped. Their shift is over. Now, the evening shift begins. The crickets chirp, chirp. It's a different rhythm, slower, more distinctive, individual voices instead of a collective drone. It changes the mood of the nap. It signals that the day is ending, the urgency is gone. The march is done for the day? No, surely not. The Centurion would never let you stop this early. You must have slept through the afternoon. Panic flares for a nanosecond. Did I miss the march? You jerk awake mentally. Your eyes stay closed, but your mind snaps to attention. You listen. You hear the murmur of voices, calm voices. You hear the clatter of a pot. You hear laughter. The army is still here. You didn't get left behind. You didn't desert by accident. The relief washes over you like cool water. You're safe. You're still with the pack. You let yourself drift back down, but not as deep this time. You're hovering in the shallows of sleep. The twilight sleep. You can hear the conversation of the guys next to you. Says we'll be in Capua by tomorrow night, a voice says. It's Valerius. He's always optimistic. Capua, another voice scoffs. With his baggage train, we'll be lucky to make it to the next milestone. That's cynical Cato. There's always a cynical Cato. I heard there's a gladiatorial school in Capua, Valerius says. Maybe we can see a fight. We are the fight, you idiot, Cato replies. Why pay to watch men bleed when we do it for free? You smile internally. Typical soldier talk, rumours, complaints and grim humour. It's the soundtrack of your life. It's comforting. It means everything is normal. If they were talking about philosophy or poetry, you'd be worried. But complaining about the march, that's nature taking its course.
Marcus.
The smell of wood smoke drifts past your nose. Someone has lit a fire. The scent triggers a primal response. Fire means food. Fire means protection. Fire means home. Even a temporary home by the side of a road. Your stomach gives a roar of approval. Yes, cook something. You decide in a hazy, non-committal way that you will wake up soon, but not yet. You want to savour these last few minutes. The transition from sleep to wakefulness is a delicate process. You don't want to rush it. You want to slide into reality, not crash into it. You focus on your toes. Wiggle them. Good, they work. And you focus on your fingers. Clench them. Good, they work. You focus on your neck. Roll it slightly. Crack. Good, still attached. System check complete. All systems nominal. You are ready to re-engage with the Empire. But first, one last dream, just a snippet. You're back in the village, you're sitting on the stone wall by the well. The girl with the ribbon is there. She hands you an apple. A red, shiny apple. You take a bite. It's crisp, sweet. Juice runs down your chin. She laughs. You laugh. It's a moment of pure, unadulterated joy. A moment that probably never happened, or happened differently, but memory and dreams polish the rough edges of the past until they shine like gems. The apple tastes like victory. Not the victory of killing enemies, but the victory of living, of surviving, of being young and eating an apple in the sun. The dream fades. The grey reality of the roadside returns, but you bring a little bit of that sweetness with you. A souvenir from the dream world. You take a deep breath, inhaling the wood smoke, the dust, the sweat, the cooling air. It's a complex perfume, the scent of the Legion. You open your eyes. The light is dazzling for a second, even though it's evening. The world rushes back in, the colours are vivid, the green of the olive leaves, the yellow of the dry grass, the red of the tunics, the silver of the armour. It's high-definition reality. You blink once, twice, you reach up and rub your face, your hand feels rough against your skin. Stubble, you need a shave, but that's for later. You look around, the column is stirring. Men are standing up, stretching, groaning. The Centurion is putting his helmet back on. The break is over. Or maybe it's turning into a camp for the night. You see the surveyors, the Midsoris, driving stakes into the ground nearby. They are laying out the camp grid. Yes, you aren't marching anymore today, you're camping here. The nap turned into the night. A wave of profound relief hits you. No more walking today. Your feet sing a silent chorus of hallelujah. You're going to dig a ditch, yes. You are going to put up a tent, yes. But you're not going to walk. You push yourself up. The armour weighs a ton. Gravity reasserts its dominance. You groan. Oof. The universal sound of a man standing up in armour. You grab your shield, you grab your helmet. You stand tall. You are awake. You are back. Up and at 'em, ladies, the centurion barks. The ditch won't dig itself. I want a 5-foot rampart and I want it yesterday. You grin at Spurius. 5 feet, you whisper. I'll give him 3 in a pile of rocks. Spurius grins back. I'll give him a drawing of a ditch. You laugh. You pick up your kit. The weight settles onto your shoulder. It's heavy, but you are strong. You're rested. The nap did its work. You're ready to build a Rome for the night. As you walk towards the camp line, you look back at the olive tree. It stands there, gnarled and silent. The shadow is gone now, swallowed by the general dusk. But you give it a little nod, a salute. Thanks for the bed, you think. The tree says nothing. It just waits for the next soldier, the next nap, the next century. History marches on, but the tree stays, and the memory of the sleep stays with you. A small, quiet treasure in a loud, hard life. And that, my friends, is where we leave our legionary tonight. Awake, refreshed and ready to dig. But for you, the story is just beginning, or ending, depending on how heavy your eyelids are. So turn over, find your own cool spot on the pillow, pull the blanket up, and imagine you are under that olive tree. The wind is rustling the leaves, the cicadas are singing their lullaby. The ground is solid beneath you. You're safe, you're rested, you are home. Good night. But the story doesn't end with the nap. For a Roman soldier, the nap is just the prologue to the real work. And for you, listening to this in the dark, maybe you're still awake. Maybe the nap wasn't enough to pull you under. That's okay. We have plenty of night left. We have a whole camp to build, and there is something incredibly soothing about the construction of a Roman camp. It is the ultimate act of bringing order to chaos. So imagine you are standing up now. The grogginess of the siesta is fading, replaced by the dull, familiar ache of duty. You reach for your dalabra. It's a tool that looks like a pickaxe on one side and an axe on the other. The centurions tell you the gladius conquers the enemy, but the dalabra conquers the world. And they are right. You spend way more time swinging this thing than you do your sword. You walk to the perimeter line. The surveyors, the grammatici, have already laid it out. White strings stretch tight between stakes. It's a perfect square. Or a rectangle, depending on the terrain. But the lines are straight. Rome hates curves. Curves are for barbarians and nature. Rome loves a straight line. It implies control. You take your place in the line of men. There is no discussion. Everyone knows their spot. You are a machine part dropping into a socket. You raise the pickaxe. The sun is setting behind you now, casting your shadow long across the grass you are about to destroy. Thud. The iron bites into the Italian soil. It's dry on top, hard as brick, but underneath it's softer, darker. You pry a clod of earth loose. Scrape. You pull it back with the broadside of the blade. Lift. You toss it into the basket, the corbies, held by the guy next to you. Thud, scrape, lift, thud, scrape, lift. It's a rhythm. A waltz of manual labour. Once you find the groove, you don't even have to think. Your muscles just do it. The vibration of the impact travels up the wooden handle, into your wrists, into your shoulders. It shakes the sleep out of your system. It's a good feeling in a way, the feeling of competence. You know how to dig. You are the best digger in the ancient world. No army digs like the legions. The ditch, the fossa, begins to take shape. It's not just a hole, it's as a V-shape, precise, steep sides. If an enemy falls in, they slide to the bottom and get stuck. It's a geometric trap. You admire the straightness of the edge you're cutting. It looks like it was sliced with a knife, not hacked with a pick. That's pride. That's professionalism. The earth from the ditch goes into the baskets, and the baskets are dumped behind you to form the vallum, the rampart. The wall grows as the ditch deepens. It's physics, displacement. You're moving a piece of the planet from point A to point B to make point A safer. The sound of the digging is mesmerizing. It's not a chaotic noise, it's a steady rhythmic crunch, crunch, crunch along the entire line. Hundreds of picks hitting the ground at slightly different times. It sounds like a giant beast chewing. It sounds like progress. As you dig, the sky turns a deep bruised purple. The first stars appear. Venus, Mars, obviously. The Red Wanderer. He's watching you dig. He probably approves. He likes sweat. You wipe your forehead with the back of your arm. The sweat is mixing with the dust, turning into a thin layer of mud on your skin. You are literally wearing the land now, you're camouflaged. If you lay down in the ditch, you disappear. Deep enough, the centurion grunts. He walks along the edge, measuring the depth with a stick. He nods, a rare gesture of approval, or at least a lack of disapproval. In the army, silence is the highest form of praise. Now comes the sudes, the stakes. You've been carrying 2 of them on your back all day. 2 heavy sharpened oak stakes. You pull them off your pack. You jam them into the top of the rampart you just built. You lash them together with the stakes of the men on either side of you. Suddenly, it's not just a pile of dirt, it's a wall, a palisade, a wooden spine running along the earth. It bristles with points, it says keep out, it says Rome is sleeping here. The transformation is magical. An hour ago, this was an empty field, a place for the goats and crickets. Now it's a fortress. It has gates. It has streets. It has a headquarters. It has an altar. It is a city that popped up out of nowhere. And tomorrow morning you will knock it all down and scatter the dirt and leave no trace. It's a ghost city, a disposable fortress. You walk back to your tent location. Your tent group, the Contubernium, is already setting up. 8 men, 1 tent. It's a leather tent, goat skin. It smells like old goat and waterproofing oil, but it's home. Spurious is hammering the tent pegs. Whack, whack! He's humming a tune, something bawdy about a barmaid in Ostia. You grab a rope and pull the leather taut. Heave. The leather snaps tight. It sounds like a drum. A taut tent sheds rain. A loose tent leaks. You want a drum. You crawl inside to stow your shield. The space is small, intimate. When all the 8 of you are in here later, sleeping spoon fashion, it will be a puzzle of limbs. But right now, it's empty. It's dark inside. The light filters through the leather, turning everything a dim sepia tone. It's cozy, like a womb or a cave. It triggers a primitive sense of shelter. You come back out, the fires are being lit. This is the best part of the day. The smell of wood smoke begins to drift through the orderly grid of the camp. It softens the harsh geometry. It makes the place feel human. You are hungry. That wouldn't it be nice to eat feeling from the nap has turned into a I need calories immediately demand. You join your messmate at the fire. He's grinding the grain ration. The frumentum wheat again. What's on the menu tonight? You ask, knowing the answer. Wheat, he says, with a side of wheat, and for dessert, wheat paste. My favourite, you say. Did you put the bacon in? I put the bacon in. He points to the pot hanging over the fire. It's a bronze pot, dented, blackened by 1,000 fires. Inside, a greyish sludge is bubbling. Bloop, bloop. It's pulse, porridge, the staple of the legions. It's not fancy. It looks like something you'd use to grout a tile floor. But it's hot, and it has chunks of cured pork fat in it. And garlic. You can smell the garlic. It cuts through the wood smoke, sharp, pungent, delicious. You sit down on your pack, you take your helmet off and set it on the ground. The cool night air hits your damp hair. It feels amazing. Like a cold towel, you rub your scalp. You've had that metal bowl on your head for 12 hours. Your head feels light, floaty. You accept a wooden bowl of the porridge, it's heavy. You take a spoon, or maybe you just use a piece of hardtack as a scoop. Take a bite, burns your tongue, but you don't care. It spreads warmth through your chest. It hits your stomach like a lead weight, in a good way. It anchors you. The taste is earthy, grainy, salty from the bacon. It tastes like fuel. You're an engine and this is the coal. You eat in silence for a while. Soldiers don't talk much when they eat. Eating is serious business. You focus on the bowl. You scrape the sides. You don't leave a single grain. Waste is a sin. Around you, the camper is settling down. The frantic energy of the build is gone. Now it's the low murmur of evening. 3,000 men eating, talking quietly, cleaning gear. It's a hum, a vibration. It's a companionable sound. You're surrounded by your tribe. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone here. They all walked the same miles. They all dug the same ditch. They all have the same blisters. You finish the porridge. You wipe the bowl with a tuft of grass. Clean enough, you lean back against your pack. You look at the fire. Fire is the first television. You can watch it for hours. The flames dance, orange, blue, yellow. They shapeshift. You see faces in the fire. You see battles. You see home. Spurius is telling a story, and he's always telling a story. So the centurion says to the donkey, "That's not a gladius, that's my wife." The group chuckles. You've heard the joke 50 times. It wasn't funny the first time, but you chuckle too. It's part of the ritual. The laughter breaks the tension. It pushes back the darkness outside the ramparts. Because it is dark out there now. Pitch black. The Italian countryside didn't have streetlights in the 1st century. Outside the circle of the campfires, the world ceases to exist. It's just a void filled with wolves and bandits and spirits. But inside the vallum, inside the ditch you dug, there is light. There is order. There is civilization. You feel a wave of drowsiness hit you. The digestion of the wheat is pulling blood away from your brain. Your eyelids feel heavy, like they are made of lead curtains. You could sleep right here, sitting up, but you can't. Not yet. You check the roster. Tessera. The watchword tablet. It's being passed around. Venus Victrix. Venus the Victorious. That's the password tonight. Don't forget it. If you forget it and walk near a sentry, you get a spear in the gut. Venus Victrix. You repeat it under your breath. It's a mantra. You look at the schedule. 3rd watch. Tertia Vigilia. That's midnight to 3 a.m. The graveyard shift, future people will call it. The dead of night. That means you have a few hours to sleep now. Then you wake up, stand guard, then sleep again. It's a broken sleep, polyphasic. But you're used to it. You can sleep on command. You crawl into the tent. It's warm inside. The body heat of 7 other men has turned it into a sauna. It smells of sweat, garlic, and leather. To a stranger, it would be unbearable. To you, it smells like safety. You unroll your cloak. The sagum. It's thick, scratchy wool. It's your blanket, your mattress, your raincoat, your house. You wrap yourself in it. You lie down on the ground. There is no floor, just the earth you cleared earlier. You find a divot for your hip. You close your eyes. The sounds of the camp are muffled by the leather walls, the murmur of voices, the crackle of fires, the occasional clang of a pot. It's a lullaby. You drift off almost instantly. No tossing and turning. You just drop like a stone down a well. Dreamless void. Dreamless void. Someone is shaking your shoulder. Marcus, wake up, 3rd watch. It feels like you closed your eyes 5 seconds ago, but the air has changed. It's colder, crisp. The warmth of the tent is ripped away as you sit up. You groan. Your body is stiff. The lactic acid from the digging has settled in your muscles. You feel like an old man. You grab your sword belt. You grab your spear. You leave the shield. You don't need it for walking the rampart. You grab your cloak and wrap it tight. You step out of the tent. The camp is silent now. The fires are just glowing embers. Red eyes staring up from the ashes. The murmur is gone. The only sound is the wind and the snoring. A symphony of snores. High ones, low ones, wet ones, dry ones. The Legion is asleep. You walk to your post, the rampart. You climb up the earth bank. You stand next to the palisade stakes. The soldier you're relieving nods to you. He looks frozen. Venus Victrix, you whisper. Venus Victrix, he replies. All quiet. Nothing but owls. He hands you the position. He climbs down. He's going to your warm spot in the tent. You're taking his cold spot on the wall. You stand there. You plant the butt of your spear on the ground. You wrap your cloak tighter. It's cold now, the deep chill of the pre-dawn hours. You look out. Beyond the stakes, the world is a sea of ink. You can't see the olive tree from this afternoon. You can't see the road. You can't see the wheat. You just see blackness. But you listen. You become a giant ear. You hear the wind hissing through the grass. Shh. You hear a fox barking in the distance. A sharp yipping sound. You hear the creak of the leather armor on your own chest as you breathe. This is the watch, the Vigilia. It is the loneliest job in the world and the most peaceful. There is no digging here, no marching, no shouting centurions, just you and the night. You look up. The sky is a masterpiece. Without light pollution, the Milky Way is a solid band of diamond dust painted across the dome of the heavens. It's bright enough to cast a shadow. You see the constellations. Orion, the hunter. He's up there marching too. He's got his belt, his sword. He's a soldier like you. You feel a kinship with the stars. They keep their formation. They never break rank. You let your mind wander. This is the danger time. If you fall asleep standing up, and it's possible, soldiers do it all the time, the penalty is death. Fustuarium, the clubbing. You don't want that. So you have to keep your mind active. You count the stars, you count the stakes in the wall, you replay the song Spurius was humming. But mostly you just drift in a state of alert meditation. You think about the concept of the wall. You're standing on a wall, but you are the wall. The wood and dirt are just accessories. The real wall of Rome is the line of men standing in the dark, shivering, watching the nothingness. If a barbarian horde came charging out of that darkness right now, you would yell, you would fight, you would die to buy time for the men in the tents to wake up. That's the deal. You trade your sleep for their safety, and in 3 hours, someone will trade their sleep for yours. It's a sacred contract. You shift your weight from one foot to the other. The caligae crunch on the dry earth of the rampart. Your breath comes out in white clouds, little ghosts of air that vanish in the starlight. You're a dragon breathing smoke. The silence is heavy. It presses against your ears, but it's not scary. It's vast. It makes your problems feel small. Your blister, small. The bad porridge, small. The 20 years of service remaining, small. Under the gaze of those billion stars, everything is small. You feel a sense of clarity. The kind of clarity that only comes at 2 a.m. You realize that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. You aren't missing out on anything. The rest of the world is asleep. Kings are asleep. Slaves are asleep. Even the chickens are asleep. Only you and the owls are awake. You are the secret keepers of the night. You lean slightly against one of the wooden stakes. It's rough against your shoulder. It grounds you. You close your eyes for just a second to clear them. In that second, you see the olive tree again. You feel the warmth of the afternoon sun. It's a sensory echo, a memory of warmth to combat the cold, or you open your eyes. You're back on the wall, but the memory warms you. You start to walk your beat. 10 paces left, 10 paces right, crunch, crunch, crunch. It's a slow pendulum. You are the clock of the camp. As long as you are moving, time is passing. You look towards the east. Is the sky getting lighter? Maybe a tiny shade of grey on the horizon. A whisper of dawn. But not yet. The night still owns the world. And you are the master of the night. You feel a strange power in it. The power of being the one who watches. Your breathing slows down. You match it to the wind. In, out. You are calm. You are cold, but you are calm. You are a Roman statue come to life, guarding the edge of the world. And as you stand there, staring into the dark, you realize that this too is a form of rest. Your body is standing, but your mind is free. Your mind is floating among the stars. So let's leave you there on the wall, watching, waiting, the guardian of the sleep. For the rest of us, inside the tents, inside our warm beds, inside the future. We can sleep because you're awake. Thank you, soldier. Drift back now, away from the cold wall, back into the warmth, back into the tent. Imagine you are one of the sleeping men, wrapped in wool, safe, warm, protected by the watcher. The only sound you hear is the rhythmic breathing of your brothers and the wind outside which can't get in. Sleep, the ditch is dug, the wall is built, the watch is set, there is nothing left to do. Just sleep. The transition from the rampart back to the ground is a stiff, creaky affair. Your knees locked in place for hours against the chill wind protest as you climb down the ladder. Creak, pop. You're a tin soldier engaging his rusted joints. The relief sentry, a young guy from the second cohort who looks like he's still half asleep, climbs up past you. You exchange a nod in the dark. No words. The password has already been whispered. He smells of warm wool and sleep. You smell of the night and the cold void. You envy him his warmth. He envies you your upcoming rest. It's the eternal trader. You step onto the camp street, the Via Sagularis. The ground is hard-packed earth. Your hobnails click against a stray stone. It sounds incredibly loud, like a hammer strike in a library. You wince, hunching your shoulders, trying to be smaller, quieter. You're a ghost haunting your own camp. The walk back to your tent is a sleepwalker's journey. You navigate by the glowing embers of the dying fires and the silhouettes of the tents. Every tent looks the same. Rows and rows of leather triangles. If you were drunk, you'd never find yours. But you aren't drunk, you're just exhausted, and your internal compass is calibrated to the smell of your specific messmates. You find it. Third tent on the left, fourth row. Home sweet goat smelling home. You crawl inside, the flap is heavy leather. You push it aside and slip into the darkness. The heat hits you immediately. It's a physical wall of warmth. It's humid, thick, and smells of 8 unwashed men, garlic, and old wool. To a modern nose, it might be repulsive. To you, shivering from the third watch, it is the most beautiful perfume in existence. It is the scent of survival. You find your spot. It's still warm. Someone, maybe spurious, maybe the guy who just relieved you, was lying near here. You don't mind. In the Legion, personal space is a myth, and shared body heat is a resource. You reclaim your territory on the ground. You wrap your sagum, cloak, around you tight, like a chrysalis. You pull your knees up, you tuck your cold hands into your armpits. And then the shivering starts, the after drop. The body realizing it's safe and finally releasing the tension it was holding against the cold. You shake uncontrollably for about 10 seconds, teeth chattering, muscles spasming. It's not pleasant, but it's necessary. It's the body shaking off the night. Then it stops, and the warmth floods in. It starts at your toes, creeps up your legs, settles in your belly. Your blood, which had retreated to your core to keep you alive on the wall, flows back out to the extremities. Your fingers throb pleasantly as they thaw. You close your eyes. The darkness inside the tent is absolute. It's heavier than the darkness outside. It presses against your eyelids. You listen to the breathing of the contubernium. It's a chaotic rhythm. Snort, wheeze, whistle, sigh. It's the engine room of the Legion. These men are recharging, and now you join the machine. You sync your breathing to the collective. You find a gap in the noise and you slide into it. You are drifting. Faster this time. There is no preamble, no daydreaming. You're crashing. Your brain is shutting down sectors to save power. Visual cortex off, auditory cortex dim to 10%, motor control disengaged. You fall. The dream this time is abstract. You are a stone, a paving stone on the road. You are sitting there, solid and heavy. Carts roll over you, soldiers walk over you. You don't mind. You're strong. You like the pressure. It feels like a massage. Then rain starts to fall, cool, cleansing rain. It washes the dust off your face. You drink the water through your stone pores. You realise that being a rock is a great career choice. No inspections, no marching. You just sit there and be a rock. It's a very stoic dream. Marcus Aurelius would be proud of you. But the rock dream fades. The morning is coming. Not yet, but it's sending its scouts. The fourth watch, Quarta Vigilia. The shift just before dawn. The hardest shift, they say, because the darkness is at its thickest, but the body knows the sun is coming. You aren't on watch, thank the gods. You're in the golden hour of sleep. That deep, heavy, paralyzed sleep that happens right before you have to wake up. The sleep that feels like you are drugged. In this state, your hearing starts to pick up the very first sounds of the camp waking up. It's subtle. The clinking of a pot. The scritch-scratch of a broom made of twigs sweeping a tent floor. The cough of a sentry clearing his throat of the night air. These sounds weave into your dreams. The pot clinking becomes a bell ringing in a temple. The broom becomes the sound of wind in the rigging of a ship. Then, the rooster. Every camp has chickens, for eggs, for augury, fortune-telling, for dinner. The rooster doesn't care about military discipline. He crows when he sees the light. It cuts through the leather walls. You stir. You groan internally. You hate that chicken. You mentally pluck that chicken and roast it, but you don't move. You cling to the last shreds of sleep. You bury your face in the rough wool of your cloak. Just a little longer, you beg the universe. Just 5 minutes. But the universe, as represented by the Roman army, does not negotiate. You hear the cornicin clearing his instrument. A wet, blarting sound. He's warming up the brass mouthpiece. He's getting ready to blow the primus lucis. First light. You know that sound is coming. The anticipation is almost worse than the sound itself. It's the sword hanging over your head. And then it happens. Blab. The high, clear, brassy note shatters the morning. It echoes off the hills. It bounces around the inside of your skull. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey, it seems to say, except it says, get up or get beaten. The tent erupts into movement. It's a scene of controlled chaos. 8 men sitting up, groaning, scratching, farting, stretching. The smell of the tent shifts from sleeping men to waking men. Becomes sharper. Morning, Spurious grumbles. He sounds like he's gargling gravel. Morning, you reply. Your voice is a croak. You rub your eyes. The Sandman has left a quarry in the corners of your eyes. You throw off the warm cloak. The morning air inside the tent is chilly. Not freezing, but brisk. It wakes you up. Now begins the ritual. The soldier's morning liturgy. First the boots, the caligae. You grab them from where you left them. The leather is cold and stiff. You shove your warm foot into the cold leather. It's a shock. You lace them up. The intricate lacing system takes a minute. You wrap the thongs up your ankle and tie them off. Not too tight or your foot goes numb. Not too loose or you get blisters. You have the muscle memory for the perfect tension. Next the tunic. You shake it out. Check for spiders, check for scorpions. Italy has scorpions. You don't want a scorpion in your armpit. Clear. You pull it on. Then the armour. The lorica. It's cold metal. Placing the iron plates onto your shoulders is like putting on a yoke of ice. You suck in a breath as the metal touches your tunic. You buckle the straps. Click, click. Tighten the chest. Tighten the shoulders. You're encasing yourself in your shell. You are transforming from soft flesh into hard iron. Now, hygiene. We are Romans. We are not barbarians. We clean ourselves. Even here in a field. You grab your kit. You have a small stick with a frayed end, your toothbrush. You dip it in a small pot of pumice powder mixed with crushed oyster shell. It's abrasive. It scrubs the plaque off. You grind it against your teeth. It tastes like chalk and the sea. You rinse with a swig of water from your flask. You spit. You splash water on your face. The cold water shocks the last of the sleep demons away. You use a small bronze scraper to get the grime off your forehead. You look at your reflection in the polished bronze of your messmate's helmet. You look tired, but you look ready. Breakfast, ientaculum. It's not a feast, it's fuel. Usually it's just water. Maybe some leftover cold porridge if you're lucky. Maybe a piece of hardtack. You gnaw on a biscuit. It's hard as a rock. You have to let it soften in your mouth or dip it in wine. You dunk it in your cup of posca. The vinegar softens the bread. You eat it standing up. Soldiers always eat standing up in the morning. It's a sign of readiness. The camp is buzzing now, the striking of the camp. Castra movere. This is a miracle of logistics. In 1 hour, this entire city will disappear. Strike tents, the order comes down the line. You work with your messmates. You pull the pegs, squelch. The ground holds onto them, but you pull harder. You collapse the poles. The leather skin of the tent crumples. It looks like a dead elephant. You fold it. There is a specific way to fold a Roman tent. Corner to corner, roll it tight, squeeze the air out. If you pack it wrong, it takes up too much space on the mule, and the mule driver will yell at you. And nobody wants a mule driver mad at them. They know curses that would make a sailor blush. You lash the tent bundle to the mule. The mule looks at you with weary resignation. You pat its nose. I know, brother, you whisper. I have to carry the shield. You have to carry the house. The mule snorts. He understands. Now the personal kit, the sarcina, the pole, you attach your gear, the cooking pot, the basket, the saw, the shovel, the bag of rations, the cloak. It weighs 60 pounds. You lift it, you grunt, you balance it on your left shoulder. You pick up your pilum, or javelin, in your right hand. You pick up your shield in your left hand. You are fully loaded. You are a beast of burden. You move to the assembly point. The sentry forms up. 10 rows of 8 men. The centurion walks up and down the line. He's checking details. Straighten that belt, soldier. Polish that helmet, soldier. You look like a sack of grain. Tuck your tunic in. He stops in front of you. He looks you up and down. Did you sleep well, Marcus? He asks, surprisingly. Like a baby, sir, you lie. Like a baby who dreams of digging ditches. The centurion smirks. A tiny crack in the granite face. Good, because today we walk. The sun is cresting the horizon now. A blinding flare of gold over the hills. The mist is rising from the fields. It looks like the earth is smoking. The birds are singing properly now. A full chorus. The air is fresh, clean. The smell of dew and grass and horse manure. It's a new day, a brand new day in the Empire. The order echoes across the fields. Ad signa, to the standards. Aequatis passibus, with equal step. Progredere, forward. The column lurches forward. Clack, 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 clack. The sound of 3,000 hobnailed boots hitting the road simultaneously. It's the heartbeat of Rome. You find the rhythm. Left, right, left, right. You don't have to think, you just walk. The pack settles into the groove on your shoulder. The shield bangs gently against your hip. You are moving again, and strangely it feels good. The sleep is gone, but the energy remains. The nap under the olive tree and the deep sleep in the tent. The quiet watch under the stars. They have all fueled you. You're a battery that has been charged. You look at the road ahead. It stretches out straight as an arrow, cutting through the green hills. It goes on forever. To Capua, to Brundisium, to the sea, to the edge of the map, and you will walk every inch of it. But you don't think about the miles, you think about the steps. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. Your mind starts to drift again. The road trance. It's a form of meditation. Your body is working, but your mind is free to float. You start to think about the engineering of the road you're walking on, because you are a sleepless historian and you love the boring details. Look at the camber. The curve of the road surface is higher in the middle than on the sides. Why? Drainage. Rain flows off into the ditches. It keeps the road dry. It keeps the mud away. It's brilliant. You look at the curbstones. Massive blocks keeping the pavers locked in place. You think about the layers beneath your feet. You visualize the statumen, the fist-sized stones at the bottom. You visualize the rudus, the concrete and gravel. You're walking on a layer cake of stone. It's hypnotic. The repetition of the stones passing beneath your vision. Grey, 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 white speck, grey,
Halt!
grey. It's a visual rhythm that matches the auditory rhythm of the boots. Clack, grey, clack, grey, clack, grey. You are entering a flow state. The pack feels lighter. The pain in your feet dulls. You are just a pair of legs attached to a machine, and the machine is humming. The sun warms your back. The morning chill evaporates. You watch the steam rising off the back of the man in front of you. Spurious. He's sweating already. The smell of wool and sweat returns. It's the smell of the office. You pass a milestone. 89, 1 mile down, only 15 more to go today. It seems like a lot, but you don't think about 15, you think about the next one. 88. 88, that's the game. Count the stones down, make the numbers get smaller. A wagon passes you going the other way. It's pulling a load of amphorae, wine jars. The driver pulls over to the verge to let the legion pass. He watches you with wide eyes. He looks at the discipline, the power. You stand a little taller. You puff your chest out against the armour. You are the show. You are the elite. You give him a stoic look. The "I've seen things you people wouldn't believe" look. He nods respectfully. You feel cool. Then you trip on a loose stone and stumble. Spurious grabs your arm to steady you. "Easy, hero," he whispers. So much for looking cool. But you recover. You fall back into step. Left. Right. The rhythm is seductive. It's a lullaby of motion. You could almost fall asleep walking. Some men do. The sleep march. Their eyes glaze over. Their bodies keep moving, following the man in front, but their brains are back in the tent. Or back in Rome. Or back in the arms of a lover. Are you doing it? Are you sleepwalking right now? Maybe. Let's test it. Look at the wheat fields on the side of the road. They are blurring. They are turning into a river of gold. The sound of the boots is turning into the sound of rain on a roof. Patter, patter, patter. Your breathing slows down. You are marching, but you are also resting. The mind detaches from the body. The body handles the road. The mind handles the clouds. Look at that cloud, the one shaped like an anvil. It's drifting slowly to the south. You drift with it. You're floating above the column again, looking down at the silver snake winding through the green valley. It's beautiful, it's peaceful, it's quiet up here. No clanking, no shouting, just the wind. You hover there, suspended in the blue, watching yourself march. You look strong, you look capable, you look like you could walk forever. And you will, because history never stops walking, and you are history. But for now, let's bring it back down. Back to the rhythm. Clack, clack, clack. Focus on the sound, let it hypnotize you. Let it clear your mind of all thoughts. No bills, no emails, no stress. Just the road, just the boots, just the breath. You are safe in the column. You're surrounded by shields. You're moving towards a destination. You don't have to decide where to go. The road decides. The road takes you. Surrender to the road. Surrender to the rhythm. Let the marching soothe you. It is a rocking motion, like a cradle, left, right, rock, rock. You are getting heavy again. The imaginary pack is heavy but comfortable. The sun is warm. The sounds are fading into a white noise drone. You are walking into a fog. A soft, white, comfortable fog where nothing matters and everything is fine. Keep walking, soldier, but let your mind rest. Let your mind stop. Let your mind sleep. The fog wraps around you, soft and thick as unspun wool. It muffles the sharp clack-clack of the hobnailed boots on the basalt pavers, softening it into a rhythmic, distant heartbeat. Thump, 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 thump. It's no longer the sound of metal on stone, it's the sound of blood in your ears, slow and steady. And you're walking, yes, but you're also floating. The road trance has fully taken hold. This is the secret of the legions, the thing they don't teach you in the training yard. But every veteran knows how to disconnect the mind from the feet. Your legs are automated pistons. Your shoulders are locked in a structure that supports the weight without effort. You've become a perpetual motion machine of the ancient world. The landscape is scrolling past you like a painting being unrolled. The green of the hills, the silver of the olive groves, the yellow of the wheat, it's all blurring into horizontal bands of colour. It's abstract art. It's soothing. There are no sharp edges here, no sudden movements, just the long, slow flow of the Italian countryside. You find yourself focusing on a single detail on the back of Spurus's pack right in front of you. A small leather strap that is loose. It swings back and forth with every step, left, right. It's a pendulum. You fix your eyes on it. It's hypnotizing. Swing, swing, swing. It reminds you of a time before the army. You were a boy sitting by a stream watching a leaf bob in the current. It was caught in an eddy, spinning slowly. You watched it for an hour, just spinning. You felt the same way then as you do now. Empty, clean, present. The world was just water and a leaf. Now the world is just a road and a strap. The sun climbs higher, but the heat is pleasant. It penetrates the wool of your tunic, loosening the muscles in your back. It feels like a hot stone massage, constant and gentle. You can feel the sweat trickling down your spine, but it's not gross. It's a release, a purging. You're sweating out the stress, the worry, the noise of the world. A thought drifts by like a cloud. What if I just kept walking? What if the road didn't end at Capua? What if it didn't end at Brundisium? What if you walked off the edge of the map, into the unknown? It's not a scary thought. It's an adventure. You imagine walking through forests of giant ferns, walking across deserts of red sand, walking over bridges made of crystal. You are the walker, the eternal pedestrian. Your stride is the measure of the world. You hear a sound from the side of the road. A shepherd playing a flute. Toot tootaloo. It's a simple, reedy melody. Sad and sweet. It weaves in and out of the marching rhythm. You don't turn your head to look. You don't break the trance, you just let the music wash over you. It's the soundtrack to your movie. The movie where nothing bad happens. The movie where the hero just walks into the sunset. The weight of the pilum in your hand feels natural now. It's not a weapon anymore. It's a walking stick. A balance pole. You shift your grip slightly. The The wood is smooth, polished by the sweat of your palm. It connects you to the ground. Every time the butt spike hits the road, tink, it sends a tiny vibration up your arm. It's a Morse code message from the earth. I am here, I'm solid, I have you. You are breathing in a rhythm with your steps, in for 4 paces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 2, 1, 2. Out for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a pranayama breathing technique, though you wouldn't know the word. You just know it works. It calms the heart, it clears the head, it turns the march into a meditation. The column slows down, the accordion effect, the front has hit an obstacle, a cart, a herd of sheep, a broken bridge. The stop ripples back down the line. You don't crash into Spurious. Your body senses the deceleration before your eyes register it. You slow, you see you stop. You plant the shield on the ground, you lean on it. The halt, it's a gift. You don't sit down. That breaks the flow, you just stand. You become a tripod, 2 legs and a shield, stable, immovable. You close your eyes for a second. The world spins slightly, then steadies. You can hear the panting of the men around you, the creak of leather, the jingle of metal, but no one speaks. Everyone is in their own private world, everyone is conserving energy. It's a communal silence, a shared solitude. You use this moment to do a body scan. Feet, sore but functional. The calluses are doing their job. Knees, a bit stiff, but oil will fix that tonight. Shoulders, numb, the good kind of numb. The numbness of carrying a burden so long it becomes part of you. You are fine. You're a machine that is running within tolerances. The order comes down. Move out. You lift the shield. You step off. Clack. The machine restarts. There is no groan of complaint, just the silent acceptance of the road. This is stoicism in action. You don't complain about the road, you just walk it. The road is indifferent to your complaints anyway. You drift back into the dreamscape. You are thinking about the Roman baths again, the thermae, but specifically the hypercaust, the underfloor heating system. You imagine you're a cat lying on a warm mosaic floor. The heat radiates up from the tiles. It warms your belly. You stretch out your paws. You purr. The world is warm tiles and soft light. There are no mice to catch, no dogs to run from, just the heat. It's a very specific, very comforting fantasy to be a Roman cat. The rhythm of the march changes slightly. You're going uphill. The pace slows. The sound deepens. Thud, thud, thud. It requires more power. You lean forward. You drive with your glutes. But strangely, the effort feels good. It wakes up new muscles. It pumps the blood faster. You feel strong, powerful. You are conquering the hill. You are flattening the earth with your feet. Every step is a victory over gravity. You reach the crest of the hill. A breeze hits you. A cool, refreshing gust from the valley below. It dries the sweat on your forehead instantly. Nature's air conditioning. You look down. The valley opens up before you. It's a bowl of green. In the centre, a river winds like a silver ribbon. And there, by the river, is the town. Not a big city, just a mansio. A stopping place, red-tiled roofs and white walls, smoke rising from chimneys and birds. Looks like a toy village. It looks like promise. That's it, Spurious whispers. That's the stop. The rumour travels down the line like electricity. The stop, the stop, the stop. Shoulders straighten, heads lift. The pace quickens slightly. The horses smell the water. The men smell the wine. The end is in sight. But you don't rush. You keep the rhythm. You savour the anticipation. The last mile is always the best, because you know the reward is coming. You can already taste the cold water. You can already feel the strap of the pack sliding off your shoulder. The anticipation is almost better than the arrival. Almost. You descend the hill. Gravity is your friend now. It pulls you down. You fall forward into every step, controlled falling. The road widens. You pass a shrine to Mercury, the god of travellers. You touch your fingers to your lips and touch the stone as you pass. Thanks for the safe passage, you think. It's a small gesture, but it matters. You pay your respects. You enter the outskirts of the town. People are watching. Kids are running alongside the column, waving wooden swords. Look! The Legion! You feel a surge of pride. You are the hero in their story. You straighten your helmet, you square your jaw, you march a little sharper. Snap, snap. You're performing for the audience, but inside you are just thinking about taking your boots off. The column halts in a large field outside the town walls. This is it. The day's march is done. Halt, crash. 3,000 shields hit the ground at once. The sound is like thunder. Ground packs. You drop the sarcina. The weight vanishes. You feel like you could float away. Your shoulders tinge with the sudden blood flow. You rotate your arms. Crack. Pop. Oh, that feels good. Dismissed to camp duties. The formation breaks. The single organism shatters into 3,000 individuals. The noise returns. Chatter, laughter, shouting. Water! Who has the water? My feet are killing me. Did you see that girl in the window? You smile. You are back in the world of men, but you carry the silence of the road with you. It's a reservoir of calm deep inside. You move to your tent spot. The routine begins again. Dig, build, tent, fire, porridge. But it's easier today. You're in the flow. You help Spurius with the tent. You joke with the new guy, Valerius. First long march, you ask? He nods, looking pale. I can't feel my legs. Don't worry, you say, clapping him on the shoulder. They'll come back, or you'll grow new ones. Rome provides. He laughs nervously. You are the wise veteran now. The sun sets. The fires are lit. You sit by the fire again. But tonight there is a treat. The centurion bought a cask of local wine. It's being passed around. You get your cup. It's rough, red wine. Strong. It tastes of tannins and earth. You take a sip. It warms your throat. It hits your empty stomach and goes straight to your head. A pleasant buzz sets in. The world softens at the edges. You look at the fire. You are tired. A bone-deep tiredness. The kind of tired that feels like an accomplishment. You earned this wine. You earned this seat by the fire. You look at your hands. They are dirty, calloused, strong. These are the hands that built the camp. These are the hands that carried the empire. You are proud of them. The conversation around the fire dies down. The wine and the fatigue are doing their work. Men are drifting off to their tents one by one. Night Marcus, night Spurius. You stay by the fire for a minute longer. You watch the embers glowing. You think about the olive tree from yesterday. It seems like a lifetime ago, but the peace is the same. Whether under a tree or by a fire, the peace comes from inside, from knowing you did your job. You stand up, you stretch, you walk to the tent, you crawl in. It's warm, it's familiar, you lie down, you wrap the cloak, you close your eyes, and the road returns. In your mind you are still walking, but now you are walking on clouds. Soft, white, fluffy clouds, no impact, no pain, just floating, walking to the stars. The sounds of the camp fade away. The breathing of the men takes over. In, out, in, out. You're safe, you're done. You sleep. The Legion sleeps, the Empire sleeps, history sleeps. And you, my friend, you sleep. Good night. And drift, drift, drift. The fire in the centre of the camp has burned down to a pile of glowing orange coals. Occasionally a log shifts, crack, sending a tiny flurry of sparks swirling up into the night sky. They rise, bright and hopeful, dancing for a second before fading into the overwhelming blackness of the heavens. They are like fleeting thoughts, little moments of worry or planning that flare up and then vanish, leaving only the quiet dark behind. Inside the tent, the air has settled. The temperature has stabilized. It is a warm, humid microclimate created by the sleeping Legion. You are part of a pile of humanity, a tangle of limbs and wool cloaks. In the daylight, you are individuals with ranks and names. In the dark, you are just a collective mass of life, huddled together against the void. There is something primal and comforting about it. You are safe because you are not alone. You are now in the deepest phase of sleep. The delta wave sleep, the slow wave sleep. This is where the magic happens. Your brain is releasing growth hormones. It is repairing the tiny tears in your calf muscles from the march. It is knitting the bone density in your shins to withstand the road. You are being rebuilt. You went to sleep as a tired man. You will wake up as a slightly stronger one. That's the miracle of biology. In this deep state, your dreams are no longer stories. They are feelings. You are dreaming of stone. Not the hard stone of the road, but warm, sun-baked stone. You're lying on a giant slab of marble in the sun. It supports you completely. It is solid, immovable, eternal. You feel the stability of the empire beneath you. The Pax Romana is not just a political concept. Right now is a physical sensation of weight and support. Outside, the wind has changed. It is coming from the Apennines now, bringing a cooler, crisper air. It whispers through the palisade stakes. It sounds like the sea, and in your mind the stone turns into water. You're floating in the Mediterranean. The water is buoyant, salty, holding you up. You bob up and down with the swell, up and down, in and out. The rhythm of the ocean matches the rhythm of the snoring in the tent. It is a symphony of breath, a choir of sleepers. The moon has risen. It is a gibbous moon, not quite full, hanging like a silver shield in the sky. It casts a pale, ghostly light over the camp. The straight lines of the ditch and the rampart look like they were drawn with silver ink. The sentries on the wall are silhouettes, cut out of black paper and pasted against the stars. They are statues that breathe. They are watching over you. You don't know they are there, but you feel them. Your subconscious knows that the perimeter is secure. This allows you to let go of that last tiny thread of vigilance. The watchman part of your brain, the part that listens for twig snapping, finally clocks off. It hands the keys to the restoration part of your brain. You take over, it says. I'm done. And you sink, deeper, past the dreams of water, past the dreams of stone, into the void, the velvety, silent, timeless void. This is where time ceases to exist. An hour here feels like a minute feels like a century. It is the place where you touch the infinite. While you float there, let's think about the concept of silence in the ancient world. In your modern world, true silence is rare. There is always the hum of a refrigerator, the distant roar of a highway, the whine of electronics. But here, in the first century, silence is heavy. It is thick. When the camp sleeps, the only sounds are natural. The wind, the insects, the breath. It is a pure silence, a cleansing silence. It scrubs the noise out of your soul. Imagine that silence wrapping around you now. A blanket of quiet. It covers your ears, it covers your eyes, it dampens the world. You shift slightly in your sleep. Your hand moves, searching. It finds the rough wool of the cloak. Your fingers curl into it. Tactile comfort. The wool is scratchy, but it's warm, it's real. It anchors you to the physical world while your mind explores the astral one. A dog barks in the far distance, maybe a mile away. It doesn't wake you. It just weaves into the tapestry. In your mind, the dog is Cerberus. But he's a puppy. He's guarding the gates of the underworld. But he's asleep too. Even the monsters are sleeping tonight. The night wears on. The constellation of Orion wheels across the sky. The hunter is chasing the bull. It is a slow-motion pursuit that takes all night. You are traveling with them. You are rotating with the earth. You are moving at 1,000 miles an hour, spinning through space, but you feel perfectly still. That is the illusion of life. We are always moving, but we feel still. Your breathing has become so shallow and efficient that you are barely moving air. You're in hibernation mode. This is the sleep of the just, the sleep of the innocent. You have done your duty, you obeyed orders, you marched the miles, you dug the ditch. You have no guilt to keep you awake, no unfinished business. The ledger is balanced. Day is done. Night is here. And now, as we approach the end of this journey, the barrier between the Roman soldier and you, the listener, begins to dissolve. The leather tent fades away. The smell of wood smoke fades away. The hard ground softens. You are no longer Marcus or Titus. You are you. But you carry the soldier's heaviness in your limbs. You feel the phantom weight of the armor slipping off your shoulders. You feel the relief of the boots coming off. You feel the comfort of the safe, secure camp. Your room is your tent, your bed is your cloak, the walls of your house are the ramparts, you are safe, the sentries are posted. Maybe they are alarms, maybe they are locks, maybe they are just the comfort of a safe neighborhood. but the watch is set. You don't have to listen for the wolf. You don't have to listen for the barbarian. You can let go. Just like the legionary, drop the shield, drop the spear, drop the phone, or drop the worries of the day. The march is over. Whatever you had to do today, it is done. Whatever you have to do tomorrow, it is miles away. Right now you're in the camp, you are in the pause. Feel the gravity pulling you down into the mattress. It is the same gravity that pulled the soldier into the earth. It is a hug from the planet. I have you, the earth says. Rest. Listen to the rhythm of your own breathing. In, out, clack, clack. It is the marching song of your life. Slow it down. Make the steps longer. Make the pause longer. You are drifting into the white fog. The road is gone. The trees are gone. There is only the soft, warm white fog of sleep. You are a traveller in the land of Nod. You have your passport. You have your ticket. The gate is open. Walk through. Walk into the silence. Walk into the peace. Sleep, soldier. Sleep, historian. Sleep, listener. The fire is out. The stars are watching. And all is well. Good night.